Hello.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Sorry for being late.
All right.
Right, I've got all my stuff set up.
Wait, let me plug in your headset. Let me plug in my headset. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Right. All right. Your update, please.
Nothing too big. Didn't get back. I think I got back history paper. No, not history. Physics paper one. But that was just to go through it. But that was just to go through it. They didn't give us the OAS. So
Sure.
beyond that, not much. Friday was what's it called? Friday was a short day.
Right. So no updates on results. Nothing at all.
No, not yet. No.
Oh, that's a bit slow. All right. Okay.
I think I'll be back by next week, but I couldn't say for sure.
Should be. Any other updates then?
No updates.
Right.
I think everything is still about the same from when we met on Thursday.
Okay. If that's the case, if there is no violent objection, we shall continue planning today. Right. I was telling you a few of the details. Might as well just show you what I mean.
Okay.
Wait, I need to get your schedule. Then I'll share my screen. So today, we'll work with my screen. Yeah.
All right.
Let's copy this here. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Okay, wait. Yeah, this is great. Oh, all right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna copy something. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen.
All right. I'm looking at. I'll be looking at it.
Sharing. I should be sharing. You should be seeing an Excel table.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, it's a bit deformed, so let me. Right. Okay, so in this table, it's a very simple table, Sunday to Saturday. We always start our week on Sunday, right? Not on Monday, because that's a bad idea. Monday is where usually the action starts. So if we start on Sunday, we will feel much better. Which means we end our week on Saturday, right? That makes sense. Right?
Okay.
Then if you count this week, this is still 6 weeks from A level first week. Here's A level first week. So by right this week, we call it W minus 6, week minus 6, something like that, right? 6 weeks from the first week. Okay. Since you say W minus 6 and W minus 5, yeah, these 2 weeks, right? It's still in school. So I think let me plan the W minus 4 first. W minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. And then I think these 2 weeks will settle itself, I think. Okay, yeah. So again, I'm starting the planning from W minus 4, which is 2 weeks from now, when you are, so to speak, free to not, you're free from an external schedule. So you have to plan your own schedule. Make sense? Eh?
So when school ends up, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where you have to decide your schedule, and preferably we already know what to do. Right. So now, I'm going to never mind all these things. All these things first. So I'm going to put this. I'm going to put the supposed day of, for example, camp or something. Meaning to say, I'm going to look at your schedule, and then your schedule say your math paper 1 is on Tuesday.
8th of November, yeah, that's
is a Tuesday, right? And then chem paper 2 is on Thursday, and math paper 2 is on Friday. Did I get all that correct?
Let me just make
sure. Yes.
Yeah. Friday, that's the 11th. Yep.
And then I'm putting that on here lah, and right. And then math, right. So I'm putting that there so that we know the Tuesday or the Thursday of those days, right? Making sense of why?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to continue putting the rest lah. So you just check whether I'm doing it correctly or not yet. Chemistry paper 3 is a.
Chemistry paper 3 is a.
What is that?
16th. 16th is a Friday.
16th is a Friday. Huh? Wait, what?
Wait, sorry.
Tuesday,
paper 2 is
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That's sorry,
I'm looking at the wrong.
That's a Wednesday, right? Chemistry
Wednesday,
paper 3 is a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay.
My God.
Wednesday. And then there's a Friday, right? The history and physics, right?
Let me just check.
Yeah. So
physics, history, yeah, the 18th. Yeah.
Right. So chem paper 3. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna put here chem paper 3. Right. And then it will be I'm gonna ignore the history for a while, right? I'm just gonna put the physics paper 2 here, right? Physics paper, right? Okay. I think I'm doing correctly so far, yeah. And then there is going to be a physics paper 3 on the Monday, is it? Is that a Monday? Sorry.
Physics paper 3 on a 22nd.
Which is
22nd is a Tuesday.
Sorry, a Tuesday. Physics paper 3. Right. Gonna separate. Do I have to separate them? No, I don't think I have to. I think I have to. Okay. So what we should be worried is, of course, the chem math, right? That's the Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And then there will be the chemistry. There will be the Wednesday. There'll be the Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday. Actually, that's quite okay, actually. That is actually quite okay. Okay, this is not bad. So now, I am going to move the physics paper 3 to Monday, even though it is on Tuesday. Would that be okay?
I hope so.
Right, so let me explain why. Right. So based on your schedule, this is almost exactly at your schedule except for physics paper 3, right? Okay, and there also you don't see any history or GP around here, right? I guess later on there will be what Sunday is for. Now what I'm trying to say is this: the way we practice or train for exam, or rather the way we live, like, the way we live should be as similar as what we're going to face, right? So it becomes very obvious where we should practice math paper 2, for example. Math paper 2, I'm gonna do it on Tuesday on the real thing. So I'm just gonna practice it on Tuesday, simple enough, right? I'm gonna face chem paper 2 and then math paper 2 on Thursday and Friday. So that's why my practice on the weeks upcoming to it is just going to be chemistry paper 2 on Thursday and math paper 2 on Friday. That makes some sense, yeah? Also, your physics paper 2, which is on a Friday, is back-to-back with history, right?
Physics paper 2,
Is
the
back-to-back
18th,
with
yeah,
history.
back-to-back history, yeah.
On a Friday also. So I know that on this Friday, I'm not seeing a history here, but I'm seeing math paper 2 and physics paper 2. So if I put physics paper 2 here, meaning on Friday, I'm going to practice physics paper 2 together with math paper 2. That kind of simulates the effect of history, which is on the morning, something like that. So it kind of makes you have a real feel about what's going to happen on physics paper 2. A real feel. Right. Okay. Something's going to happen before, and then physics paper 2. I'm not putting history there. I'm obviously not putting history where it is supposed to be, where I'm supposed to do history on Friday, because I am putting it as a less priority. That's what it means, lah. Okay, I think history we can practice on other day, because therefore we won't be practicing it as if we are doing it on the real thing, right? So that's how I relegate it a little bit. Doesn't mean that there is no practice time for history. That's not what it means. So there you go. Here's GP and history. So if you want to practice exam paper, like the exam practices, I'm not talking about the topical stuff. I'm just talking about, I'm going to practice my exam paper. Yeah. Right. As for physics paper 3 seems to be quite relaxed, because you definitely have a distance from the last paper, which is on 18, right? 18 to 22 is a reasonable gap. So I suppose I'll just put it on Monday instead of Tuesday. If I put it on Tuesday, then it doesn't simulate close enough to what's happening, because then you'll be doing it after math paper 1, for example. You don't want to do that. If you do it on Monday, you'll be reasonably refreshed. It's still the start of the week, something like that. So it's close enough to what is going to happen. That makes sense.
It's close enough to when it's going to happen.
Which is on Tuesday, right? Which is also, there's a gap between the previous paper to physics paper 3. So you are at least not burdened, not too burdened, quite fresh, that kind of situation of physics paper 3. Very different from physics paper 2, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So that's why physics paper 3, I just put it on Monday. Quite fresh. I don't want to put it on Tuesday, because then that's not what will happen, something like that.
All right.
And again, physics paper 2 is just on Friday. Okay. Right. And then GP history, I put on Sunday. That's all. If you want to practice GP and history, go ahead and practice on Sunday. Right. So what does this all mean? Now, look at the slot here. So the blue slot, I put it morning. It's actually not morning. It's just before lunch. That's actually what it means. The afternoon slot, you will notice that most of your, no, not most, right? You are divided between the morning slot and the afternoon slot. right? So, for example, math is morning, chemistry paper 2 is morning, right? Yeah, okay, right, okay. So, for example, because your math is on the 8 a.m. in the morning. Oh, yeah. So this is decided for you. Yeah. No, this is clearly decided. No, this is clearly decided for you. There's nothing that you can do to change this. This is the best way to do it. I forgot that you have an even split. Okay.
I have
So
one.
your morning slot, look at your morning slot.
8 to 11, yeah.
If our practice is supposed to emulate what is going to happen, then your morning slot every day is going to be 8 to 11. That's what it is.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense to make it 9 to 12. Then what happened to your 8 to 9 when it's the real thing? It also doesn't make sense to go earlier. Not that we want to, but the point is 8 to 11 is where I'm supposed to be performing or serious or awake. So that's how we do it.
Okay.
Sometimes the afternoon slots are at 2:30, some as 2. I don't care. I just gonna put it at 2 to 5. Actually, only the physics is in the afternoon, right? So only 2 hours, 2 hours. And then the MCQ 1 hour, 1 hour, right? I take the liberty to assume that your afternoon slot, you want it to be 3 hours. So I put it 2 to 5 first. Let me explain why, how we can change that if you want to. And then the evening slot, I am assuming since you have to adjust to a serious thing on 8, right? You have to adjust, then I'm assuming that you won't be sleeping too late. So for example, I put, I don't know, 7 to 9 p.m. You can always change this later on, right?
Okay.
Now, the point is, I think as far as human being goes, 8 hours of serious study, whatever the form is, it's for 6 days a week. It's already maximum already. Try to do more, and it will just show up and on the later days where you just do less.
Okay.
This is 8 hours of your maximum attention, I suppose. Maybe you can argue that certain subjects require less energy or not. I'll leave that to you. I don't think any of the math, chem, and physics are easy enough to be called that. So again, up to you, right? Okay, so 8 to 11, 2 to 5, 7 to 9. Let's work with that assumption first, and that is something you can always change. However, I think the 8 to 11 is fixed. I think the 2 to 5 is also fixed. I don't think you want to do it like 1 to 4. I don't think so.
I
Like
think
2 to 5 is right.
Actually, let me think. 5 o'clock feels too close to night to me.
1:30 to 4:30.
Yeah, that's
right.
more comfortable.
Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's do that. So 1:30 to 4:30, right? Okay. Which I feel is very comfortable. From 11 to 1:30, there's 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Right? You can do a lot of good things to yourself, which is to say you just simply rest, do whatever you want. You can have your lunch, yada, yada, bye. You can sleep, whatever you want. Then 1:30 start serious again. Right?
Okay.
3 hours. And then the night slot, what do you think? You like it?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Right. You can always shift it earlier or later, but remember dinner first. Yeah, first. So if you find that you're very drowsy on 7 because of dinner, I don't know whether some people experience that, then shift it a bit later. Right. Easy, right? Right. But I don't think you can do 3 hours at night. At least I don't think so. At least I don't think so. Then you will suffer tomorrow, where on 8, you're supposed to perform, right? On your 8, supposed to. So let me show you how it goes. Have I told you this? Never. Right. So what will happen is this: for physics, math, and chem, same thing. Paper 2, paper 3, paper 1, same thing. I'm not involving MCQ at all. MCQ, you just practice on yourself. Right? I doubt that if you practice your paper 2 and paper 3 well, your MCQ will have a problem. I really doubt that. Right? So MCQ, whenever you have to practice, you practice the way you want to do it. It doesn't really matter much. Okay? As long as you remember, there's a very tight timing for it, which is 1 hour. It's very tight. As long as you remember that, I think. So this is what we're going to do in the week. Okay, I'll go my first plan first, see whether you can do it or not. Right? So on the week 4 and week 3, this is going to be a suffering week for you. I was thinking that maybe you only suffer in the first week. But then if I think about this load, I think you'll suffer for week 4 and week 3. With the week 3, the suffering will be less. You'll still be suffering because maybe you will still be adjusting to the demands or the schedule, maybe. And from the way I propose the training, you will find that the load is reasonably heavy. So for example, let's take math paper 1. Paper 1 is supposed to be in the morning, right? Yeah, morning, right? Okay. So I'm writing here times 2. You are at week -4 is supposed to practice math paper 1, 2 math paper 1 here. How is that even possible? All right, I told you roughly what you should be doing already, right? I'm going to tell you even more. So for math paper 1, we're going to order and read all the question. Let me just show you what it means, yeah, rather than talking about it. Should I go to? Oh, got it. Okay. Okay, can I choose IJC for you? IJC is Innova, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take Innova. Okay, I should be sharing. Yeah, are you seeing a paper?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, is it clear enough? Does it need to be bigger?
Yeah, it is. Just need to zoom in.
Okay, I'll zoom in a bit more. Is it okay? Can you read it now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, right. So for the week -4 and week -3, this is what we're going to do, okay? We would have read this question way before. For example, this week, right? So intuition. Okay, Yankin, have you read the question? You'll be reading all this, question 1, question 2, question 3, 4. Why is this statistics week? Because that's paper 2. What am I talking about? My goodness, right? I should be opening paper 1. Yeah, paper 1. So you'll be reading paper 1, this, that. And then we're going to discuss, together, especially at the start, right? For example, question 11A. Wait, why do you have matrix here? Is this because it's an old year? I better get, no, 2017, you still have matrix, really? Never mind. Okay, so we're going to ignore question 10 first, yeah? So question 11A, right? This, right? So for example, would you kindly read this question, please? Like reading it without doing anything else. Right? Please do that.
Sure. Given that IN equals to integration of sec nx, prove that n plus 1 in plus 2 equals to tangent x secant x plus nin.
Okay, that's 11A, right? Okay, so since we are in a discussion, you're not reading this by yourself, then you can ask anything and I can discuss with you anything short of actually doing it, right? So for example, you can ask a question, right? What do you want to ask short of how to do it?
Will I have to do integration here?
A very good question. Very good question. Well, how do I say this? What does this IN mean? Is this new to you or not?
I guess it's just a signifier.
I guess.
From
I
EVGP,
guess.
yeah.
But the power here will be EGP. But there's also an N inside.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's I1, then you sec
And second.
power 1, second power 1. Can you integrate sec power 1?
I'm pretty sure.
You can? Really?
Wait, no, that's second square x.
Yeah, second square you can. It'll become tangent x.
With some effort, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so second power 1 have to think a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? And then second power 3, whoa, okay, we're going to stop there and whoa, really? Can we do that? Right? Can we do that? Really? Right? So a bit iffy lah, okay. But here, even worse, it's everything. No, it can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure whether I'm not sure whether they even allow -1. Right? Maybe they do. I don't know. I really don't. Right? Okay. Also new to me lah. So I'm trying to say. Right? And then he say, given this, I don't think the given is too much because the integration is still unsolved, right?
Yeah.
So back to your question. Do we have to integrate or not? So let's see lah. So this is n plus 1, I n plus 2 lah. So for example, if this I is 2, then this is going to be 4 lah. Prove that 5 times I4 is going to be equal to tangent second to the power of 2x plus, wow, whatever that is lah. Whatever that is.
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't think you have to integrate? Sorry, you're saying, right?
Maybe not like complicated integration. Like, maybe it's just like formula sheet integration.
I don't think so. Now, again, short of doing it, what can I say? Wait, what can I say?
I'm not sure what else. Usually with these kinds of things, where they just give me an equation and tell me to move, just kind of jump into it, just see what happens. But proving,
no, of course lah. Of course you're right lah. Of course you're right.
Proving a general equation is difficult, right? Because I can't substitute in numbers and show that proves it.
Correct. No, cannot. You have to stick with the n lah. Most of the time.
Yeah.
Again, I'm looking for from 3 marks. I don't think this integration will be too difficult. I don't think this is a 3-mark trap, meaning to say, they give you 3 marks, even though it's hard, because they want to prevent average student from losing 20 marks. There's always that kind of question, right? It's actually not worth 3 marks, but it's just meant to differentiate from the very good one to the excellent one. So I just give you 3 marks instead of 5 because it's worth 5. I don't think that's the case here. I don't think so.
Okay.
Right. So maybe before you jump to it, maybe one of the first thing that you can try is, because if you substitute here integration and integration, right? So I have a left-hand side integration, something normal, and then another integration, correct? Let's say I do that. I don't think I'm very comfortable with having two integration. I don't even know how to deal with power n, to be fair. Correct? Can I even integrate that?
It depends, right?
Now what do you mean by it? Oh dear.
If it's like power 2, if it's n equals 2, then it'll be 0, then well, but
yeah, if it is not power 2, which is the consideration here, what? Correct.
More difficult, yeah.
What do you mean by more difficult? Wait, your integration is not good, isn't it? My goodness, you don't have a sense of what is possible and what is impossible. What? Your integration?
I mean, wait, let me think.
No, sufficient to say that. Wait. Maybe for the first week, our discussion will be, if it's integration, And our discussion doesn't seem to even match. Because I don't think we're matching here, right? Okay, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you're right. But I think this should be, not the first thing that we try. Just nice, question 11. We are not going to try this first. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. Okay? Okay. Later on, as we discuss more, hopefully it will be obvious why I advise that.
Okay.
Because integration is not in terms of easy or hard. It's actually in terms of possible or not possible. When the integration is not possible, in my point of view at least, you have to do something to make it possible. Not jump to the integration immediately and try to work things out. That's not how integration works. That's really not. You're saying? Hopefully when we have yeah.
Second cube x is not possible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not called hard, It's not possible. We have to really wrangle something out of it. This is only talking about second cube, not 4, not 5, not 6. Not n, basically not n.
So we might have to turn it into like second times second squared.
Which, does that make it possible? Does somehow integrating second times second x make it possible?
Second times second square x, then you break it into parts, and then you break the second x into parts again.
So you're saying that by parts will definitely give you an answer. That is the merit of the technique of integration by parts.
Yeah, but I guess you have to change it.
No, you are mistaken about the technique by parts.
Really?
By part technique is not a technique that is guaranteed to work. Haven't you had enough experience of by parts such that you can tell? Actually, most of the time I'll be confused when things are hard, even if by parts.
Yeah.
Correct,
yeah,
right?
I guess that does happen.
Yeah, by parts is not a guaranteed technique. Not at all. Even the LIATE, right? That's what they say, right? That's the priority given to which one you should do this and which one you should. That's just given as a guideline. They said it from the start. It's a guideline. You might want to try this. Therefore, there are definitely cases where there are exceptions.
Oh.
You don't know that. Then your expectation is off. I'm not saying that your expectation is a little bit wrong. Your expectation is off, just like that. You don't get it. You don't get that integration is very difficult and differentiation is easy peasy comparatively. I'm not talking about the questions of differentiation. I'm not talking about the application. I'm just talking about the differentiation only. Differentiation always can one. Integration most of the time cannot one. Especially the things they give you next.
Okay.
Right. So
yeah, then let's move to another topic.
Let's move first, right? So because this is not a surprise, right? This is your unreliable topic. Maybe I'm exposing a gap. Maybe I'm making nonsense. You will see later, hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. Right. Now B, I don't think it's integration. Hopefully lah. Maybe the integration is part 3, I suppose. Maybe.
B integration is in part 3. Yeah, it
right?
like
because exact area of the surface formed by whatever rotating the up. Maybe that's an integration. Right? Maybe that lah. But maybe part 1 and part 2 maybe not. Maybe not. Hopefully that. Hopefully lah. Right. Right. So why don't we try to look at this 8 marks? You kind of read it and what do you think?
Curve C as parametric equations. Okay, X is that, Y is
That's
right.
That's what they are.
Right? Let me think. Okay, where negative pi theta is negative pi is positive. So that the square root of dx d theta squared plus dy d theta squared is equals to
that thing.
Okay.
Show that lah, right? Okay.
Somehow I don't think it's just directly doing that, just differentiating it.
I don't think so for 4 marks. I will expect a little bit of manipulation,
Hmm.
right? However, I would expect doing dx d theta as a start,
Yeah.
but that's because every time it's always like that. In the parametric equation, doing dx d theta and dy d theta is just a common thing, right? Correct.
Mhm.
And then squaring them, I think we can deal with that.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah, and then plus them, I also think we can at least deal with that. Will that result in what they want? That's the question mark, which we cannot think about until we do it. That's fair.
Hmm.
So I will argue that I think we know how to start and even go at least to the middle, and then we have to wait. We have to see, we have to fit into this, right? Right. However, I like show question because this is considered an answer key, partial answer key,
Okay.
At least I won't be too wrong, I won't be, if there's something wrong, I will know,
Yeah.
At least there is, right? I also don't think that the square root is a problem. Do you think that the square root is going to be a problem for you?
Once I add everything up together and it's all neat, I don't think it will be.
Hopefully it will be.
The power there. So
However, I don't think that there's any other way to start or do it. Correct or not? I mean, the manipulation you have to try, but other than that, that's how we should do it.
okay.
Okay. Okay. At least that's what I can see from the reading. Right? If you also think so, then our discussion for B part 1 ends already. Okay.
All right.
Right. How about B part 2?
Two points on A, B, and 2 points A and B on C, the curve. Okay. Have coordinates A0 and 0 to A. Using the results found in part A, the find in terms of A the length of arc AB.
Right. Very
The
interesting.
result in part A, the proof.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I don't think this is part 1. I think this is part A. Yeah. Right. So now, question first. Question first. We are discussing this question. So what's your question?
What does part A have to do with B part 2? I mean,
who knows? Who knows what? Who knows?
To me.
Oh wait, I see some possibility. Oh, I see a connection. Oh, I definitely see a connection. Definitely. Do you see it?
Curve C. I mean, the curve C could turn out to be a even then.
You don't see the connection between part A and part B, right? You're saying that, right?
No, I don't.
I see it kind of. I'm reasonably certain about it, right? So let me try to direct your thinking in a way that I don't reveal too much of it, right? How about the length of arc AB first? Let's think about the length of arc AB. What is? Have you ever done the length of an arc of a curve, I suppose? Have you ever done that before?
I don't suppose I have. No, I haven't.
Is this an off syllabus, or are you supposed to know this? Anything for? Are you supposed to know? Oh dear. I will check one more time. Then again, maybe I should check the syllabus one more time. So you have no idea that the, let me just confirm this. You have no idea that the part 1, D1 form, this one is a
Yeah.
Pythagoras form. Right?
I guess I can see it.
But it is a Pythagoras form of something very unique, right? The dx d theta, not even the x and not even the y, right?
Yeah.
But this will give you the arc length. You have never seen it before, isn't it?
No.
Let me check syllabus whether 2017 involves an arc length. And that means this is supposed to be something that you know back then, but now no, right? Just check that. Right. Okay. Now let's do something else. Right?
Can we try a complex?
Sure. Let's do a reading of. Oh, okay. Do you see the complex?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Back then, the complex is more thorough also. Oh dear. Okay. So will this be in or not? Will this be in?
That looks like a series.
This can be in. This can be in. Okay. Right. Okay. I mean, kindly read first.
Okay. Given that z equals to e power I pi over 4. Yeah. Pi 4. Prove that z plus z cubed plus z power 5 all the way to z power 2n minus 1. I guess. Yeah, I guess 3 is 3. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
This definitely you can do. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's a syllabus problem here.
Root 2 sine n pi over 4.
Whatever lah. I think lah. You don't have to read that. Just notice that, right?
Is this the sigma? I mean, no.
What do you mean by sigma? Sorry.
I assume some parts will cancel each other out. I don't. That was my first thought, at least.
Oh.
Because the final one is very neat.
No. That kind of almost skirting towards how to do it already. I'm saying that certain things don't work, but I guess in the discussion, I cannot be too strict. I don't think so.
Okay. So the sine and cosine, I assume.
I'm very uncomfortable with this already, right? So you do not know what the cosine and sine is doing here.
It's the trigonometric form of the complex number.
Oh, good. Right? Good. So you know that. We call that the polar form. The polar form is the one with cosine, I sine.
Yeah.
Which is very conveniently on the back here. Right? Hey, wait, can you see my cursor? Sorry.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay. And this guy, which they give you, right, can conveniently become the polar form. We'll call this an Euler form. Okay. The Euler form can become the polar form just like that, right? There is no, fancy stuff. Right?
Cosine pi over 4 plus I sine pi over 4.
Yeah, so this guy, right? And then how about this guy? There's a z cube, right? Z cube. How do you deal with the cube? What do you learn from complex?
Just multiply. So 3 pi over 4.
Very good. So you deal with it in the Euler form first, right?
Yeah.
Because Euler form is the best thing to deal with power. Yeah, one at least you know, right? Correct. And then you can convert it to the polar form immediately.
Polar form. Yeah.
And so on and so forth, 1, 3, 5, right? There's a reason why this is a 2n minus 1, I guess.
Yeah, because each of them correspond with like number n, nth position. So second position is 2 times 2 minus 1, so it's 3. I assume.
So if n is equals to 1, I get 1, right? If n is equals to 2, I get 3. N equals to 3, I get 5, right? Correct. So this is position n, where it is 2n minus 1. You mean you don't instantly realize that 2n minus 1 is the general series for odd numbers?
I saw that.
Okay. I lost you. So that's the normal odd number thingy, not just standard normal stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, all the power must be up. So everything here will be cosine and I sine lah. Correct?
Yeah.
Everything here lah, right? So what will you do with that?
I mean, they're all additions. It's probably keeping them in Euler form. We think.
Is there something in your MF26, right? I think that they call it MF26.
Let me
Right.
check.
Where it's gonna be cosine plus cosine plus cosine plus cosine. Is there something like that?
Let me give me a sec.
Yeah.
MF26. Let me grab it.
Mhm.
Yep. Cosine plus cosine plus cosine.
In
There's
this
the
case, the cosine pi over 4 plus cosine 3 pi over 4 plus cosine 5 pi over 4. Is there anything in MF26 that does that?
no, I don't think so. No, not to my knowledge. Cosine A plus B, but that's not what they're talking about.
No. I mean, we're dealing on the topic, which is a bit iffy lah. So I'm gonna do my MF26. Let's search it. Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, yeah, the Maclaurin one, but we cannot use that. My goodness, you don't have, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh. It's a syllabus problem again. Oh goodness, I have to check again, isn't it? Because the other one is definitely a syllabus thing. The question after that is definitely a syllabus thing. The question 7 is also a syllabus thing because loci, I mean sketching in an Argand diagram. So let me just check. No. Your complex number is iffy.
Yeah, I have Argand diagram.
Yeah. But this kind of Argand diagram, yes or no? If I'm not mistaken, back then they cut the syllabus.
Which one? Let me check.
Question 7. Example question 7.
Questions. I can't. Let me zoom into. In the Argand diagram, the point P represents the complex number Z, such that Z minus 2
Blah
plus
blah blah. Yep.
locus. I know that. Range of values, not in complex, I suppose. Definitely no.
Yeah, I think this is part of the syllabus thing. Yeah, your complex number syllabus was cut, I think 2 or 3 years ago. Let's deal with something. Let's deal with something that you're more comfortable with. Okay, because those two topics you are not the most comfortable, integration and complex, right? Okay, tell me what's your comfortable topic?
Let me just think.
More comfortable, I guess.
More comfortable. Maclaurin, I guess that's a good one.
Okay, is there a Maclaurin here? Oh goodness, your DE also never went to square, right? Oh my goodness, is this the school problem?
I don't know.
Wait a minute, is this a school problem? You know, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try that. Innova is not the easiest, I suppose. I don't follow the syllabus enough to know whether you're supposed to do the quadratic one or not. The second differential equation. Going for JJC now. Hey, can we spot a Maclaurin, right? Okay, normal, very normal. Very normal. No. Yeah, this one is very easy to understand. I guess that's JJC. I see no Maclaurin here, right? I see no. I'm going very quickly. Let me check the paper 2 just to confirm. Yeah, there you go. Right. There you go. Do you see that? The Maclaurin is at paper 2 lah. There you go.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, the moment you see dy dx plus something, it's either differential or Maclaurin. Oh, there is a syllabus thing.
What?
I think back then in 2014, wow, okay, 2014. Yeah, that one I'm pretty sure. Look, the differential equation, it goes up to second
Yeah.
differentiation, right?
I
You
think we
don't,
have
right?
that. We have
Oh,
that.
you
in,
have.
yeah, we have that in we had that in our prelims.
Oh, you have. Wait, you mean you have that in your tutorial or only your prelims?
Our tutorial and prelims. I mean,
Ah,
I've seen second order differential equations. before.
Oh, so you're supposed to do that. Although normally the word problem one only one lah.
Yeah.
Normally lah. Yeah, correct. Okay. I think this one you should be more comfortable. Let's deal with this first, right? Okay. So let's doesn't matter whether it's paper 1, paper 2. Just read this one. Read question 1.
Mm.
I'll make it bigger.
Right. So,
Okay. So what do you think about the first part is here actually, right? Here's the first part.
given that e power y plus x equals to cosine x, okay. Show that dy dx plus tangent x plus 1 equals to 0. Well, so let me think. Can I split up e power y plus x? I cannot.
No, you can. Why would you want to
Okay.
do that?
Let me think. Oh, I can ln it and then y plus. I can ln it then y plus x, right?
Yeah,
But-
if you want to.
Yeah, but that would be a ln cosine x won't be too bad.
I mean, differentiating, you probably can deal with it, but
Yeah.
but the way you deal with it is not a Maclaurin way of thinking. It's still the same thing.
Hmm.
Really. I feel that you are. I really. Is my criticism too No, it depends on the MF26. So do you want the ln or not the ln? Okay, it's a fair thing. Do you want ln cosine x or you just want cosine x?
Let's do ln cosine x.
And why is that so?
I mean, the differentiation that seems easy.
How do you differentiate ln cosine x?
1 over cosine x times negative sine x, which gives me tangent x. I can already see a similarity.
Okay, all right. So whenever you do the ln or no ln, for example, you're trading off, right? You're making the left-hand side easier, but you're making the right-hand side harder.
Yeah.
But the way you want to take the trade-off is simply, sometimes you just test. Sometimes you can already see, I prefer this one or the other one. In this case, I think you have decided your preference. Good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So good for you. That is already a very good discussion, right? So now we go to part 1, which is actually, second lah. By further differentiating, go ahead, read first.
Differentiating. Further differentiation of this result, obtain the Maclaurin series expansion for y in terms of its standard up to including x squared. So I don't anticipate it will be a problem.
Right. I also don't. Right. If we think both, then good luck. Good luck. Now, part 2.
Let the result be hx. Find the set of values for x of x for which hx is within plus minus 0.2 values of y. think I've heard of this before. No, I have heard of this before. Yeah, I have.
Yes, you should. The purpose of Maclaurin is to approximate, right?
Approximate to the actual curve, I guess.
Correct. So the hx is the approximate, right?
Yeah.
The y is
Yeah.
the real thing, right? I suppose.
Why, you know, okay. Okay.
So he's asking the approximate is going to be within 0.2 lah, plus minus. So it's a very common sense question for Maclaurin because that's what Maclaurin is set up to do lah. They just don't always ask this. So this time they ask. Now, if you understand the question, do you know what to do?
I would probably start with inequality. That seems like a good start, but
that's your favorite thing, right?
so,
that is always your favorite thing, right? But then what? How does that help you, right?
I mean,
okay, put it this way. Now, I was telling you that this is how we're going to prepare before doing the question. I mean, we are not doing this, we are discussing this and, deciding what to do before we actually do it. So it feels to me that you at least feel that this is familiar or you're supposed to be able to do it, right? 1A2 lah.
Yeah.
So given that you have seen this question and you've seen some familiarity, we're not going to do this today anyway, if we are preparing for the W-4. W-4, math paper 2 is still what? It's still 2 Tuesdays from now, 2 week plus 1, right? That's your math paper 1. So appendix math paper 2, so even later, right? So you cannot look at this question too much, but you have impression of what they are asking. So in these 2 weeks, you have time to prepare accordingly. This is the question that you will be doing on week -4 on Friday. So if you feel that during our discussion, you're very itchy to be able to do this, then during these 2 weeks, make sure that you'll be looking at how to do it from another, similar question. No? Fair enough? Understand?
Okay.
Makes sense, right? So you know the question, you just cannot look at it too much and you cannot do it exactly, but you can find other similar questions for your practice. Done, right?
All right.
End of discussion.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because there is nothing else to discuss but to do it. If you don't know how to do it, then make sure you learn from similar. That's all. Makes sense, right? I mean, we cannot do it. I also cannot teach you. Right? I also cannot. This is supposed to be your own practice. So I cannot teach you directly. I cannot, my hands are tied.
Yeah.
Your hands are also tied, but you can look at other questions. That's up to you, right? Now, how about 1B then?
Span in ascending powers of a minus x over 3 power n, up to and including term in x squared. Isn't this, let me just make sure I'm not.
What do you think about this stuff?
This feels like I could quite easily manipulate this into the formula, but
which one?
So 1 plus x power n. So
yeah, you need the 1 plus lah, right? Correct lah.
So
you need the 1 plus.
Like take out a.
Yeah, I think so. And then you're ready to apply the formula, right? I suppose lah. You're correct lah. You're correct, because in A level, most of this calls the binomial expansion. Most of the binomial expansion is to be one plus minus something. You're right, lo. I'm glad to hear that from you. I think that is a very good start, okay? I mean, until x squares are more, so I don't think there's a lot of expansion. Okay, so done for the first part. Now, how about the second part?
Second part, let me move down, is given that the coefficient of x is 4 times the coefficient of x squared, and the constant in the expansion is 1/4. So the constant that would be what? That would be the first term.
First guy, I think. I guess lah. I'm guessing lah. Whatever that is lah.
Find a and n. Okay. I don't think this would be if I already have this huge expansion from the first part. I don't think this would be a huge problem with it.
I don't think so.
No,
Also,
because I think
it's going to
so
be quite
one of them
obvious
is
what.
4 times of one of them is 4 times of the other, and I
Mhm.
had only how many unknowns? In that I only have one unknown, right?
Two. A and N.
Oh, a and n, yeah.
What are you talking about?
I thought no, because when you factorize out a, then a will.
No, the N will be there. The N will be there. Why is the N gonna be there? The N will be there.
Yeah, I know that.
Why? In what form?
What form? N? I mean, it'll just be in nx, I guess. And
NC1, NC2, no such thing.
I mean, isn't it following the
formula?
pretty much. I mean, I'm not using binomial, right? Isn't it the 1 plus x power n? That's like what my teacher told me to use.
Okay, I mean, I don't see much problem also, right? You don't see much problem also. So end of discussion, right? I think you'll be able to figure out what to do. We'll see lah. We'll see by W minus 4 if this is the question, right? So end of discussion for now for question A, 1A, and 1B, right? Okay, let's continue a little bit more, right? Let's continue a little more to 2A and 2B, right? Okay, unless you prefer something else.
No, let's continue.
All right, so check out 2A and 2B. What do you think?
General solution: d square y over dx square equals to 8e power negative 2x. A is a constant, so I can put a outside the probably put a outside the integration. Can I integrate e upwards? Yes, I can. I don't think this is much of an issue.
All right, so I'll leave that to you lah. Right? If you think there's going to be a problem, make sure you practice similar things beforehand, right? Right. Okay. Now part B then.
Part B, Mr. Tan borrowed $10,000 from a bank, and the sum of money he owed the bank is X $1,000. Sum of money you owe increases due to interest. Okay. At a rate proportional to the sum of money owed. So that's the first equation, right? Yeah. Money is also repaid at a constant rate P.
Yep.
Okay. When X equals 12, the interest and repayment balance.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I assume it means.
Oh, they use a bit of a fancy word here. Oh my goodness.
I assume it means.
Yes.
I assume it means P is equals to the overall interest.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know what to say.
Overall what? Overall, sorry, what?
Like overall, like what he's being charged is equal to the interest. So dx dt then is. Wait, let me think.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
No, I need to think about it if I want to. Let me think. Wait, so when X is 12, they balance. So it means they cancel each other out. I think it means they cancel each other out, right?
Who are
Yeah.
they? Just to confirm, who are they canceling?
The
The word balance
repayment,
does mean that they are the
the
same.
constant repayment and the variable KX, right? You cancel each other out.
By KX, you mean the interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. I think that's the English lah. That's the meaning of the English word lah. The interest and the repayment balance.
Okay.
In case you find this to be new, it is not. The wording is new. It's a very fancy way of saying something. Oh, this differential equation word problem usually talks about population. Remember, there's always that, right? The population type. Remember, they talk about the death rate in population, right? So where the population decrease lah, death rate, and but also the birth rate, how the population increase lah, right? At certain population level, the death rate, you know, how many babies, how many population dies, you know, and the birth rate, how many new babies are born, are equal.
Oh.
The death rate and the birth rate is equal at a certain number of population. So the population will neither increase or decrease lah at that stage though.
Right.
What I'm trying to say to you is this is not new. That's what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't be surprised because the interest is, you know, the money you owe is increasing. Of course, that's not what we want, right? Repayment is the money you owe decreasing, right? Birth rate, death rate, look. It's just that in this case, we want the population to go to zero, right? The money we owe, we want it to go to zero. Lah. The interest is the birth rate, so to speak, and the repayment is the death rate. Look. At a certain X, those two rates are the same. Nothing different from the population calculation. Just saying. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So if you want to continue reading,
and T as continuous variables show that for X more than 0, dx dt equals to P over 12 bracket X minus 12. I don't think this is much of a problem. I can pretty much see the answer in my head.
Sure. Good for you. I like that. I like that a lot. Good. Right.
Find X in terms of T and P.
Nothing surprising, right?
That's the, oh, wait, let me think. So P is really a constant. So it's a case of, what's it called?
This is differential equation.
Integration. So
yeah, you have to, you know, usually one of the proper method is to, you have to separate the variable, right? You have to move X to the left, T to the right, and then you integrate both sides, right? Okay. That's standard procedure, right? Standard procedure. Okay, cool. Right.
Find the time T that you repay the loan. That seems enough. Wait, let me think. That one needs a bit of logic. But repay the loan means that whoa. Repay the loan means that 10,000. That means X is equals 10,000. X equals 10. Yeah, it's fine.
What I'm talking about?
Yeah, repay the loan.
What is X? What is X? What nonsense are you talking about?
Sum of money you owe the bank is denoted by. Oh man, okay, no.
What are you talking about?
No, it's harder than I thought.
Stop reading like that. Okay, part 3.
Sketch the graph of X against T. I think that'll be fine. Just calculator.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So So I think the reading question 1 and question 2 is reasonable. Reading is something we do before we actually commit to the question. Right? Okay. I think you're reading in a quite productive manner, except for the usual thing that you do. Please be careful. Right. And I feel that you're spending a lot of time reading and thinking because you're more comfortable with this question 1, question 2.
Okay.
Right. So here is the deal. Back to the schedule here. Back to schedule. Right. I'm gonna stop sharing this one. I'm gonna share the Excel again. Now we can continue doing that, the reading, the discussion even, right? I give you some input, tell me what you think, we discuss everything, all those things. We can continue doing that until W minus 4, right? Where on W minus 4, on your morning slot, why are we doing it on a morning slot, by the way?
To simulate exam, I see.
Right. And I say this times 2, right? Times 2 means 2 paper 1, not paper 1 and paper 2, by the way. Why not like that?
Because they're separate, I mean.
Yeah, then we just do paper 1 on where it's supposed to be and paper 2 where it's supposed to be. Okay, so right? So which you will notice then, I don't think we can extend more than 3 hours. We die after 3 hours. I think 3 hours is already going to be causing you a lot of suffering, right? I'm asking you to do 2 paper 1, which means 1 paper 1 only 1.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
2 paper 1. So the premium, for all the benefits of the discussion, I find this a lot in O-level students and now A-level students. I expect the same. If you look at the questions, everything, you have all the discussions, you have a certain goal and plan in your mind, all that stuff. You will definitely feel more comfortable about the paper. Correct? That's what the discussion is about. So if you continue our discussion, you also use your own time to read, then you just discuss with me all the difficult questions. You will be able to know this one. I think this one is the easier one for me. This one's a harder one. I'm going to leave that behind. Yada, papaya. All that order will come naturally to your mind. Make sense?
Yep.
The premium for all that, the cost of all that is that you only have 1.5 hours instead of 3 hours. So we're going to discuss 2 paper 1 and 2 paper 2, right? For W minus 4. And before W minus 4, and on W minus 4 Tuesday morning, you're going to do the both paper 1, each 1.5 hours, according to the goals that you set for yourself. At this point, I think the goal can be higher than 45%. Just to be clear, your goal is not to do everything. That's just silly.
To go to school.
To get. So whatever, how much you want to do, I think the important thing here is to get. So for example, here, this is as a practice. So, okay, for this paper 1, they're both paper 1. For 1.5 hours, that's the maximum number you will, the maximum number of hours you're allowed to do. How many percent will you target yourself in W minus 4? Just give a random thing. And this is after all the discussion, all the things you want to talk about.
50%?
Okay, let's say 60%. Is it for both 60% average, something like that? Or maybe 60 and something else?
Let's go for both.
Okay, 60% for both. So I'm going to write it up. Here, that's a simple plan. That's a very simple plan. Right? Needless to say, you can go as low as possible or as fast as possible, whatever you want, as long as you hit the 60%, not doing, but getting, right? Needless to say.
Okay.
And you're going to repeat that for W minus 3, because at W minus 4, you will be suffering a lot. Because you're adjusting to the new thing, this, that, you're figuring out your own way, you're sleeping, maybe a slightly new timing, you're waking up, new timing, whatever. Right? Repeat the same thing for, minus 3, W minus 3. So 1.5 hours times 2, right? Times 2. How many percent?
Let's see. We should probably bump it up.
I guess
5 to 10%. That's being like very greedy, I think.
No. no. That's not being very greedy. You don't have much time. Look, there's W minus 4, W minus 3. Every day you will have a very important paper to practice. Would you look at that?
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen on Monday, right? Physics paper 3, which is important to you. On Wednesday, chemistry paper 3, on Tuesday, chemistry paper 2, on Friday, even worse. I guess that's why Saturday is a rest lah. You will die lah after Friday, right? You might die before on W-4. But my point is, that's all you have for math paper 1. And then there will be W-2 and W-1. Whether we should be doing the same thing or not, it depends. But at W-1, you should be doing a real full paper, not a prepared paper. Let's say on W-2, you still want to do the prepared paper model, right? Let's say that's up to you. It definitely has a very important use, right? But on W-1, there is no other option. You do one full paper for 3 hours. Right? Because you have to come back to the most similar thing. Well, in actuality, I have 3 hours. And I am training you. I'm training you to be very fast if you are prepared. 1.5 hours, right? That's what I'm training you for. That's what you're training yourself for. By separating the preparation and the reading from the actual doing. So you get to properly time practice because you settle all your thinking already. You'll be thinking in the middle of doing that, but you're thinking very fast.
Okay.
Right? But on W-1, you will be, I suppose, after this training, you should be more comfortable in thinking and reading, maybe for 1 hour maximum, maybe for 45 minutes, and then you will start doing that. That's up to you. That's up to you how long you want to do it.
Okay.
Make sense? So on W-2, I generally don't ask people, I don't fix it for you, but on W-3 and W-4 and -3, I fix it for you. Like that. W-2, you do what you feel is appropriate, and W-1, I don't think there's any other option. Now, do you understand my proposal on how you would train so far?
Yeah, I think I do.
For the one full paper in W-1, obviously we are not reading and we are not preparing, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But for the W-4 and W-3, we are saying we'll be doing in total 4 paper 1, which is to say we're going to prepare the reading and whatever of that paper 1 on this week and next week. So we're going to read and discuss. You read first lah. We should discuss, the things that you find a bit confusing, right? We're going to read paper 1, paper 2, math, chemistry, paper 2, paper 3, physics, paper 2, paper 3. That is a lot of reading, but therefore a lot of practice also. You understand my proposal?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's finish up with the goal first. At least for W-3. What's your goal? That's why I say you raising it to 65% or 70% is not greedy, but I think 70% is probably the maximum given the time.
Yeah.
Right?
I think
so. Up to you.
I think let's go for 70.
Okay. You mean for both? Right?
Yeah.
Well, this word now has a new meaning. Let's be prepared for it. In this case, let's be prepared by reading it properly and understanding it properly and choosing the appropriate question for you, play to your advantage, correct?
Yeah.
And if you think that there are certain gaps that you have to close, you're going to close it. That's your topical. Remember, your training is always a mix of the exam training and the topical training, correct? Now, for Tuesday, the only exam training you will be doing is on the morning slot, correct? On the afternoon slot, I think you have to be marking, reviewing, and preparing for tomorrow's paper. We call it MRP. Marking, reviewing, preparing for tomorrow.
Okay.
Right? That usually doesn't take 3 hours. I think, the marking and reviewing doesn't take right? The preparing for tomorrow is the remaining. So maybe your marking and reviewing will take at most 1.5 hours for 2 papers, right? Then you have another 1.5 hours to prepare for tomorrow. What's happening tomorrow? Chemistry paper 3, right? Chemistry paper 3.
Yeah.
And what happened in the evening slot? Same thing, though. You're simply preparing for tomorrow. I mean, in this case, everything is settled. What am I studying here? Well, obviously, I'm going to spend my time studying for chemistry paper 3, right? But since I have read chemistry paper 3, I already roughly know the questions I'm going to do tomorrow. I should be studying topically on what I feel is the gap. So this will be your topical study, and this will be topical study, just naturally. Very natural. You don't have to think, what am I supposed to study today? Well, I'm supposed to study for tomorrow lah. Correct or not? Something like that. What is tomorrow? Oh, wait, the question I roughly know already. I don't think I can hit my target. What should I be closing in today? Simple stuff. You understand? My full proposal of 1 day, that's how you use it.
Oh. Yeah, I think I do.
Okay. Now, let's settle the math paper 2 first. The math paper 2 should be in the, when is it, in the morning, is it?
Math paper 2 is in the morning, yeah, on the 11th.
Right, so there, right? Times 2, right? Times 2, and you need to put a goal for math. I think math, you can put a goal for yourself. I think that's quite safe. Is 2?
Math, oof.
Paper 2, statistics, remember?
Paper 2,
Yeah.
the preparation, given where I'm at, it's with statistics right now.
Yeah.
Having
read everything and prepare everything,
I think I need to start with it being ahead of paper 1.
Definitely. I think so. I think so. Well, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think 70%.
Right. Considering that the working of statistics are generally shorter, I think, if you are prepared. Very standard. I think if you raise, because make no mistake, you'll be raising, right? Yeah. Right. But I think it makes sense. Plus you're prepared. So let's say average 70% for both, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then, I mean, the physics paper 2, when is it supposed to be?
Physics paper 2 in the afternoon, right?
All right. Which is supposed to be a 2-hour paper, right? Yeah. Right. So I'm gonna put this is a slightly slower. This is a slightly worse penalty, right? From 3 hours to 1 hour is a very big penalty for all the benefits of reading, right? And preparation beforehand, right? Now, this one for physics paper 2. Oh, physics paper 2, I think this is definitely doable. The preparation is gonna be quite settling. Definitely. Paper 3 a bit difficult. Yeah, I'm glad that this is paper 2. If it is paper 3, oh my goodness. I'm glad that paper 3 is on Tuesday, definitely. Now, are you willing to set a goal now? You can always change it, Are you willing to?
For physics,
paper 2.
I don't know, man.
I'll leave it to you, okay? I mean, fill this up by this week, right? Yeah. Now, everything. Oh yeah, everything. Okay. Because when you do that, when you have a goal, remember we discussed, right? If you don't set a goal, the pros and cons. If you set a goal, pros and cons. You know where I'm going. Yeah. Because you always set a goal slightly, hopefully, slightly above where you are. If you don't set a goal, you will feel less anxious. The suffering will be delayed. I'm not sure whether that's a pros or cons, but that's what happens when you don't set a goal. When you set a goal, it doesn't mean that you'll get it. That's the cons. And you'll feel anxious earlier. That's also the con. But what's the pro? Just remember that. Okay. Yeah. Now, given all this, which is Friday is very tiring week, right? It's very obvious what you will need to do on the last 2 hours of the day, right? It's very obvious what you need to do.
What do I need to do?
I mean, you only mark low, that's it low. You won't even, you are not going to have enough energy to review even, not to mention to prepare for tomorrow. Not going to happen. I mean, there's no tomorrow anyway. Tomorrow is rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't die on the W-4 here, if you could mark this 4 paper, then you're good already. You're very good. Makes sense?
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about, chemistry paper 3, physics chemistry paper 2, and let's talk about chemistry paper 2. This one is very easy. The same thing like morning, right? 1 hour
Morning.
times 2, right? Then the percentage I'll read it to you, right?
Uh-huh.
Then what should happen on the afternoon slot?
Mark, reviewing.
Review, and then go on to the tomorrow, right? What's happening tomorrow? Wow, these 2 things. Whoa, better be prepared.
Then at night.
You are gonna prepare for tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
I guess.
That's it. There is no thinking. Obviously, that's what I'm to do. Because once you stick to the principle, I'm going to practice the way it's going to happen. I'm going to live the way it's going to happen. You see that? It's very obvious what you need to do. The planning kind of takes care of itself. I'm just introducing strategy to you, because if you don't do strategy, meaning to say, if you don't separate the preparation out of the doing, you only get 1 practice instead of 2. I don't think it's going to be enough. Right? You understand? Huh? The principle, which is the practicing as you live, is going to give you the rather. Let me put it another way. What is the alternative of, besides doing it this way? What is the alternative? If the alternative is better or give you a better chance of getting the result that you want, we should consider the alternative strongly. What's the alternative?
Alternative to this?
Yeah.
Let's see. Honestly, I don't know. I mean,
I'm gonna give you the alternative of what you usually do last time. At the very least, that is an alternative, right?
Yeah.
Right. What you do last time is very obvious. Very obvious. What you will do is you will go to topical. First thing first, you will shy away from paper practice one. That's just standard. Right? You'll go to topical, and then you will somehow randomly select a topic to study. But usually that topic is what you're very uncomfortable with. That's what you will be going to, because that's how you're attracted to the topic. Right?
Yeah.
You will choose the hardest topic, and then you will spend 1 to 1.5 days doing that topic. So like 1 subject and 1 topic, 1.5 days, 1 to 1.5 days. And then you will switch topic or switch subject, because then you will feel the anxiousness of not doing other topic already. I think that's generally how you do things last time.
Yeah.
I also don't think you will have the drive to do time practice one. So I'm not sure how you do it last time. Is it like last time you do it on week -1? That's where you finally cannot resist the pressure and you will then do time practice. Look, that's week -1. Is that how it happens last time?
Yeah, kind of.
All right. So that's the alternative. The alternative is you do what you already know what to do. You didn't know, but you were doing it last time like that up to, I think, up to before prelim. In prelim, you start to plan. It is still in a very similar form, I suppose. But yeah, look, I mean, in your planning before prelim, there is no time practice one. They're just topical.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right? So that is the alternative for you. Consider the alternative. Consider this. What do you think? Oh, wrong one. The physics sheet.
mean, I'm not sure.
What do you mean by you're not sure?
I mean, this is a change, and well,
Yeah.
the way I did it before doesn't seem to have had much, I don't know, impact.
Mhm.
So
Maybe it had some impact. I mean, let's be objective. It should have some impact. It should lah, rather than not doing it, right?
mm. Hmm. I think let's just go with this.
You're free to do whatever you want, which is to say you're free to do your standard way of doing things on week -6 and week -5, which is these 2 weeks, right? That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. But you must also prepare for week -4 and week -3. What do you mean by preparing? The reading and the discussion, right?
Mm.
Which I feel will naturally guide your topical work also, which is what you tend to do, right?
Yeah.
So that in essence is the meaning of our training here. Our training, just to be very clear, is not just to do exam papers. That's not what it is. It's to be prepared for exam papers, and of course to do a time trial also. The time trial does happen here when you're pressured for time, but you're prepared for it. But the topical thing, which is what you tend to do, right? You tend to do should be happening also lah.
Yeah.
So just to be very clear, that is the design of this way of training. You'll be doing both. Right? So we're reducing your topical time in favor of more exam practice, or rather time practice, I should say. Will it give you an impact? You will know by the end of W-3. Because at W-4, you will be suffering a lot. You probably cannot think straightly.
Yeah, I suspect I will be.
Which is another thing about this training. You will suffer long before the real A-level. And W-3 will be the end of your suffering, so to speak. W-2 and W-1, when the tension level usually increase into very high with using your own method, correct or not? Especially W-1, very, very anxious.
Yeah.
Is no longer very anxious, because by the end of W-3, if you survive through it, you will, I think, you will know what to do for W-1, W-2, which is a contrast with the usual happening, which is maybe on W-4, W-3, you will still a little bit, here and there, something like that. Here on W-4, W-3, you're very focused up to the point that you may actually die, but you won't. But you won't. Because this schedule has a purpose. It's not to punish you. It's not to do inhuman things. It is very obvious what the purpose is.
To condition.
Yeah. To condition. To guide whatever practice time you have. Not just to condition, to also guide. Okay. So, do you have an Excel?
And what? Exam, yeah.
Excel, not Excel. I guess you don't have it. You have
Google Sheet.
So I'll copy this to your Google Sheet. Would you make one Google Sheet and share with me, please?
Give me a second. Yeah, I can.
copy this for me. Aditya, I can see you, yeah?
Hello.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking that you weren't appearing on Sunday, but this is for makeup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So I'll be talking with you together with your senior, yeah? Right? Because I'm already planning to use this time for him, right?
Okay.
Right. So yes, please. Right. Once I share the Excel with you, you think about basically you feel the things, you feel the things. Then you think about what your target is, and then when you're done, you should be quite happy. Okay.
Let me.
So, Aditya, are we continuing the paper? Because I see that you have a new paper with you, is it?
Yeah.
Right. So what are you thinking here?
I got this printed in school already, so
Wonderful. All right. So what happened to the
Like-
previous paper?
that's just, I mean, it's over here, like it's in the stack.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I see that you haven't done much more since Tuesday,
Yeah.
Thursday. Right. So what's happening there? Because I remember asking you to do, but it's not happening. It's not happening. What's happening? What is happening instead of you doing, the paper?
I was like trying to do other subjects this week because
Mhm.
I was like doing quite a bit of maths last week. So
Correct. So as long as you're being productive with other subjects, I don't mind.
alright.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So let's continue doing the paper. Now, why are you jumping to a new paper? Why not finishing the old paper then?
Because it like comes along in the stack, so I thought I'll just continue when I get to it.
I don't get it. Sorry, why are you not finishing the old one first?
This is like a 10-year series kind of, I think. So I thought like once I get to that paper in this like in the stack, I'll just do it from then.
Is there a benefit of skipping the old paper?
Not really, no.
Okay, then let's continue the old paper, please.
Okay.
This.
But I've sent you the sheets already.
All right, so I'm going to access the sheet somehow. How do I do that? I will have to go to Google Drive. Okay. You share it with the Reti trainer, is it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so let me go there. Share with me Excel. A-level plan.
Yep, that's the one.
So I'm copying it. Yeah. Oh yeah, looks good. Right. So do you see that? Oops,
Yes, I do.
Right. Okay. So you know to fill in, right? You don't have to fill in everything. You're filling the obvious things. So for example, the most of the night slot I don't fill in for W-4, right? Because I think that should be topical and that should adjust to the needs of the next day. It's obvious, so I don't fill in because you just have to decide what you're supposed to study back then in terms of topics, right? So, but the other funds okay, where I'm supposed to do the paper and my goal, I think we should fill it in. That's part of the plan, correct? And then the MRT one, you got just to make sure, because then people tend to not give time for marking and revision. So I think we should do that. Okay. Also for your Sunday, I think you should plan a little bit low.
Yeah.
So what's happening to your GP and history, basically, right? That's. I think there's no other day to do that, right? Everything is packed, right? So I think the most you should be planning for now is W-4, W-3, and until up to W-1. If you feel comfortable doing that, that's fine.
Oh,
right?
do have to W-1. Okay.
But start from W-1, W-3, because that's the most obvious thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I'll just follow you using the Excel sheet for now. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Again, Aditya, this is not the old paper, right?
This is.
This is the old paper.
But is this one question when I'm like looking for the ones that I'm just trying to find the ones that I've already finished.
You have a habit of doing it on a separate paper.
No, because then it was online. Like it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, it was. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it was correct. Absolutely.
On question 9.
Yeah. Around here, lah. Yeah. Around here. Oh, that's why it's empty. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, absolutely. You did the log one, right? You did the log one.
Yeah.
Very well. Yeah. Let's continue what you have been doing. You have been doing good stuff. See? You have been doing good stuff.
All right.
So Yanking, we're extending over the usual timing. Is that okay?
I guess it's fine. I don't need much plans.
Right. Yeah. Right. So tell me what's your concern.
Let me see, a major one, I think. There are mock exams during the W-4 all the way to 1. Now, I don't know any, like in school mock exams. I don't know when they are. I just know they are.
Goodness me. Right. Okay, let's stop there for. In this plan, we're supposed to start where you're having exam anyway. So, for example, in week A-level week 1, right? Was it Monday, right? Monday morning.
It would be a 7th November. That is a
right.
It is indeed a Monday morning.
Is it a Monday morning?
Yeah, it is.
GP. Okay. So I don't usually put what the exam is because it's obvious lah after a while, right? So Monday, Tuesday, I think, right? And then
Tuesday,
Thursday, Friday,
8th,
right?
Yep.
Thursday,
and then
Friday.
the 10th, yep, Thursday and Friday, yep.
Right. So I just put the star here. Just put a star here. Now, you're saying for W-4 up to W-1, there will be mock exams. You mean prelim after prelim?
Right? I guess if you put it that way, yes.
Which is going to be time and everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right, correct, right? So I think their intention is clear, right? Now, does that mean that you have to go back to school to do that?
It is optional, but strongly.
So isn't this a better option? Because mock exam is an alternative, right? Fair, right? Okay, we should be doing mock exam. Wait, we agree to that. We're not doing not mock exam. We are doing mock exam. Correct?
Yeah.
So this mock exam is in the middle between our current plan and your usual thing to do. Your usual thing to do is to avoid having mock exam at all. Just do topical, correct?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
So doing a mock exam, if you are in that situation, is helpful, at least it helps you bring you out of the things that you're comfortable with, into something that you're supposed to do, right? Very good, very good. Mock exam is very good. But mock exam, when I think about it, I'm unhappy with the amount of practice you get and how unguided it is. So I propose this strategy. Because if you do the mock exam, again, just for obvious reason, you cannot do this. You cannot. You can either do one. So for example, on Tuesday, you can either do one paper one, I suppose, for mock exam, or two of this type. But I don't think you can do three. I think you'll just die. Then nothing is accomplished if you die. Plus, you have no preparation for the day tomorrow, which is useless. That means it's useless. You're just torturing yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So mock exam is a good thing compared to your standard thing. That's what I feel. Will doing a mock exam be better or worse than this plan? That is for you to consider. To me, I know the answer, but that's me. That's not you. you make the decision now lah. Because if we are doing it our way, this way, my way, let's call it my way. My way, you have to do some preparation on W minus 6 and W, which is now. If you're doing the mock exam, fair enough, you also have to prepare for the mock exam. If not, why bother, right? Mock exam doesn't magically make you better, you know.
No, it does not.
Yeah, sitting with the paper doesn't make you prepare for the paper. A bit nonsense, if that's how you think, or if that's how other people think. A bit nonsense. Yeah, really, it's a waste of 3 hours if you don't know how to use it. Really. Plus, you have to mark some more, so 4 hours already. So even so, you have to prepare for your mock paper if you're going to do it. So also week minus 6 and weeks minus 5, which is these 2 weeks. But the way you prepare will be slightly different, I suppose, compared to my way.
Yeah.
Which one? It is very good to compare alternative. I like it. I hope you like comparing, because by comparing, you can make a decision which one has a better chance of helping you meet your goal. That's how you should decide, right? You cannot do both, just saying. Okay, Aditya, are you stuck?
Kind of, but I think
Okay.
I know what to do.
Okay. Yeah, what you're doing is already not good at all, because you're not doing the linear law way.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the linear law way of doing things?
So,
All right. Does this question give you a hint? I don't think so. Oh, the question actually gives you a hint. You're not using the hint at all currently. We keep talking about the hint when I first teach you. Does the question give you a hint or not? Does the question give you a hint or not?
the straight line.
No, that's the topic. That's not even a hint. That's the topic law, the straight line graph thingy law, the y-mx plus t law. That's not the hint. The hint is about how to make it a straight line, something which is not straight line, right? The original guy is always not straight.
Yeah.
So does the question give you a hint on how to make it straight? Goodness me, you're very rusty. Okay. Put your paper down. Move your paper down because I cannot see the whole question. The hint is this: when ln y is plotted against ln x, is that phrase supposed to be you plotting a graph in this case?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
This question, there is no need to plot a graph.
Oh, yeah.
The more major question with more marks will require you to plot a graph. How do you know that this one doesn't require you to plot a graph?
Because it doesn't tell you to.
Because they don't give you a table.
Oh, yeah.
And they give you a replacement, which is a straight line graph is obtained, which passes through the point 3,7 and 5,13. They usually don't give you that. That is the replacement for plotting the graph.
Okay.
So why did they tell you when ln y is plotted against ln x, if not for the reason of plotting a graph?
To make the table. Like
you don't have a table, which you don't have a table, and they don't give you, and you don't need it here. So again, why are they telling you ln y is plotted against ln x? Is it just a distraction?
No. Is it because of these values? Like this is ln x and...
That's correct. That's why you're firstly wrong already. You're assuming that 7 is y and 3 is x. Yeah, means you didn't read the question or you didn't understand the question. You are correct. 3 is ln x, 7 is ln y. You're correct. The most important thing, however, with ln y and ln x is that's the hint. The hint. The big Y is supposed to be ln small y. The big X is supposed to be ln small x, because that's the hint.
Okay.
You don't get how to use that hint. Do you get it?
I get it now.
All right, please do so. Let me see that. Yankin, what is your thinking right now?
Well, I'm I'm not sure. I mean, I've never done. This feels like a developed plan, but I
Yeah,
think
yes.
so, I definitely want to do it. Go do the mock exams for H1s. I feel like I feel like they will benefit most from the environment.
That means you want to go to school to do it.
Yeah, but H2s I'm not so sure. I mean,
Are you doing mock exam because everybody else is doing it?
I'm not sure if everyone else
Isn't?
is doing it, but I do feel anxious about not doing it.
And why is that so?
I mean, because I'm missing out on it. I mean,
Yeah, if that's the reason, fear of missing out, I think you're in great danger of not meeting your goal. However, doesn't mean that you cannot benefit from the mock exam. I'm speaking purely based on your goal. Remember your goal. Lah.
yeah,
What is your goal? You have it in your mind, right?
I do.
Is doing the mock exam helping you with the goal?
I'm not sure.
No. Sorry, I asked the wrong question. You have to consider between alternatives, You cannot just consider one plan. I'm very glad that you actually say that there's an alternative, because then you can compare. Compare the mock exam plan on how it will help you with your goal. It will certainly help you. It will certainly help one, I'm very sure. Compare that with this plan. Just do a comparison. You have not done both, by the way, just to be fair. Lah.
Yeah.
So you have to do some agak-agak lah. You have to do some approximation lah. Which one will help you more to grow or to close the gap or to reach your goal better lah. Which one? Right? Isn't that how we should think? Isn't that how we should plan, right?
Yeah.
We're going to school and doing mock exam for H1 and H2, right? You're considering both like fair. Help you with your goal? Yes, of course. Of course lah. Of course you will lah. If you prepare some more. If you don't prepare, then forget about it. You're mistaken lah. You're mistaken. If you don't prepare, just saying. So this assumes that you're preparing for the mock exam. Or will preparing for this plan helps you more? Which one is more? Which one is less?
I don't know how to judge. I mean,
okay, will doing mock exam, right? When the time comes, right? In school, right? Because that's what mock exam seems to be, right? Will doing mock exam makes you no longer fear of missing this plan out, right? You say that your motivation because you fear of missing it up. Will doing that makes you no longer fear of missing out this plan. Let's be very clear because it's between alternatives, right? Let me reverse. Will doing this plan makes you no longer fear missing out on the mock exam? Which one? There must be some judgment call here lah. It's up to you lah. You can compare it that way.
doing this lessen my fear of missing out more exams. And we're doing
Then
mock
reverse that. Reverse that also.
lessen the fear
Will
of
doing
missing
mock
out.
exam makes you, no longer fear of missing this.
God.
Go ahead and get a think about it. Well, Aditya, are you okay?
Yeah,
It seems that you do get something, right?
yeah,
Can you check the answer key?
it's correct.
Good. So once you get to the right thinking, you are not that rusty. But the way you start just now was not the right thinking because the way you read didn't spot the hint and things like that.
Yeah,
Very good. No, that's not to say that you're bad. That's to say that you turns out to be quite good. It's just that a bit missing on the first few steps. I think easy to fix. Hopefully you'll remember it for the future. Now, kindly do B plus. B should be very easy.
yeah.
Okay, do you need me to rephrase the situation in another way?
No, I think I
Right.
understand it quite well.
Okay. Well, what are you thinking? Right?
I think I think more exams are more I don't know how to put this. They're more disciplined, I feel. There's not really a good word for it. Like I'll definitely do it right when I do this. Supposed to here when I'm by myself and I don't know.
What nonsense are you talking about?
I don't know, I feel like here is a
Whoever asked you to do it on your house anyway?
sorry?
Whoever asked you to do it on your house? Your room is not a very good place. We already discussed about that.
Hmm.
What nonsense are
Yeah,
you
I
talking
know, but
about?
I know, but you know, still
Then go to school and do this now.
yeah, but like there's an option.
If you think the environment matters so much, every day you go to school, right? It's always open. What? Your destination is school, no? Never mind the traveling time. As far as I can tell, your father is willing to drive you.
Hmm.
So just do that. Lah. That's not troubling your dad. You know?
Yeah, I don't think
If
it
you
is,
tell
but
your dad about this plan, he will be more than happy to help you with it.
yes, I know.
If you ask him for, can I have, slightly more lunch money because I want to treat myself better every day, he'll gladly give you lah. If you show him the plan, whatever your plan is lah.
Hmm.
What's the big deal? Just do that, no? If you think that going to school is the best thing for when you're doing the paper, which is usually in the morning, right? Just twice in the afternoon, right? In the afternoon one, I think you can go by yourself, correct? Right?
Yeah.
So let's say for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, your father will drive you to school. On Monday, you can go by yourself. On Sunday, well, you don't have to. Sunday, whatever, right? There's no more exam on Sunday, so you have to decide on Sunday still, right? Simple stuff, right? So why don't you just do that? You don't have to you don't have to stay at the school for until 9 p.m. That's just up to you. That's really up to you. That one is up to you. But you will go every day at 7 a.m. or something like that. Simple. Settles it out. Whether you want to do mock exam or not, or this, you shall go to school.
But at the very least, leave the house.
That was the original plan. At the very
Yeah.
least, you go to the library. I never think that you're not good at your room. I can already feel that. But you know that. So why are we talking about this, by the way? Why don't we just decide to leave the house?
Yeah.
Why is it such a very difficult decision? Right? Let's just go.
Yeah.
Okay, done. You still have to decide what to do, The mock exam doesn't even have a plan. Right?
Yeah.
Discipline my food, right? What kind of discipline is that? Waiting for random things to happen. Go to school. Go to school. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
In school,
Well,
you'll see people who take it easy for no good reason, and people who work hard but not the best strategy also lah. You'll see all kinds of people. You see people who laugh with their friends but also study very well. But you also see people who simply fool around, but they are at school.
mm,
You'll see people who study by themselves and not be stressed at all. They seem to be in a bliss. But you also see people who study by themselves and be very, very stressed. All
mm,
kinds of people. All kinds of people. It is a good environment to reflect, I would say. I think for you, that might be a good idea. I think for you, it might be a good idea. Just have a plan, please. That's always your problem.
yeah. Okay.
Right? So continue planning, please.
Uh, uh,
Aditya, you start. All right.
No, just
Yeah.
there was like some issue with the timing of another class. So
Can you check that later on? No need to
yeah.
do other things, right? No need to do other things during math tuition. Your A is wrong, yeah. Just saying. Yeah. Your A is really, really wrong. Just saying.
Mine?
Your 11A, I think it is wrong. Yeah, it is. It is. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Your A is correct. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Okay. Well, I'm not really sure like if it's correct either, because I just thought, because this is like since it's any real number, so like I'm a bit confused on domain and range. I'm like rusty on that.
Okay.
So
Okay,
how does
so
domain and range work?
domain and range is a very fancy way of saying the domain is for the x value, right? The range is for
Yeah.
the y value. Right? So for example, in fx, they tell you the domain because that's usually what they tell you. Meaning to say the x is going to go from minus infinity to infinity. That's just the same as real number, correct? So from
Yeah.
the end of the left to the end of the right, they can at any point limit that randomly. For example, for Gila, there's no actual reason why it would be x bigger than 1. They just decide so. Really, they basically just decide to cut the graph. So in the case of fx, they can easily decide to cut the graph. Let's say x is bigger than -3. Why -3? Yeah? Maybe there's no particular reason. Maybe there's also a very good reason, but they can do that randomly at any time. Just saying.
Okay.
Okay. Now about the range. Do you understand that the range of the y, that is the range of the y, is totally dependent on the range of the x? Because if you cut the x value, you automatically limit the graph in the y value also lah.
Yeah.
Okay, or why don't we just go to Aditya. Now, let me give you an example. Okay, go to page 6, right? Give me an example of a curve which is quadratic. Your question is not quadratic at all, so that's by design. Okay, here's quadratic, right? Looks like that. Say, let's say this is the x-axis. Now, if the domain of f is x real number, what does real number mean? From minus infinity to plus infinity, correct?
Yeah.
So what will be the range of f according to this drawing?
It would be from
Now I'll put this as 0. Put this as 2, just to make it clear.
it'll be from 1 to infinity.
Very good. Because that's how the range works. So from 1 to infinity. Now, if I randomly cut it, which I can, right? So let's say I cut the domain, x, I don't know, bigger than 1, correct?
Mhm.
So I will voluntarily cut my graph from here, right? Because that's 1, correct?
Yeah.
And this whole graph will be gone, correct?
Yeah.
So what is the range of f in this new cut graph?
It's still 1 to infinity.
Very good. Now, if I cut it from 3, then, which is now here is 3. What will it be? The range.
Be like 1 to infinity still.
No, wrong. 2 is at 1. 3 is slightly
Oh.
above
Yeah, slightly. Yeah.
whatever that number is, which we can find, right? We can usually find. So at
Yeah.
whatever this is, maybe it's 1.5, I don't know, based on 1.5 to range. So you already know how domain and range work. That's it. The only thing that's stopping you here is that I think you don't know how the graph looks like. It's very helpful to know what the graph looks like. In this case, 3e to the power of x minus 2. Do you know how the graph looks like?
Not really, no.
Okay, that is definitely stopping you because the moment you have it, you can answer it. Now, is there any way for you to help yourself during exam, like with the graphing calculator?
No,
So there is no graphing calculator.
not for math.
Right, then I will have to ask you, look, when e is the power of 0, what is the value?
-2.
When e is the power of 0, e power 0, the
Oh
value
wait,
is
1, 1.
1. So 3 times 1 minus 2, okay? Which is 1, no? Right? 1
Yeah.
here, right? So that's at 0. Now let's go minus infinity, or rather let's go minus. So e to the power of minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus infinity. What is that?
One.
E to the power of 0 is 1. E to the power of minus infinity is 1. I suggest you use your normal calculator. E to the power of minus 1000, maybe. This you can do to help yourself. E to the power of minus 1000. This?
Zero.
How about minus 100? How about minus 10? I don't know. Right? That's what is that?
A really weird number.
No, that's almost 0. It's minus 44. Ma?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is e to the power of minus infinity then?
0.
Okay. So 3 times 0 minus 2 is?
-2.
It's -2, right?
Yeah.
So the graph looks kind of like that. Huh? The graph helps a lot. If you don't know the graph, it's difficult. So looking at this graph, what is the range of f?
Range is from about -2 to positive infinity.
But the minus 2 is included or not?
No. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
no, it's not. It's not because we can never reach minus infinity.
Oh yeah.
Right. So your answer is correct because of that. You should be written as
Oh yeah,
RF.
'cause it's-
RF, by the way. RF lah. RF, not FF. RF, sorry.
Yeah.
Big RF. Right? Okay, you're saying, sorry.
No, because it's like a tangent. I mean, not a tangent.
No. I mean, it's an
I
asymptote.
forgot what it's called.
Yeah, it's an asymptote.
Yeah,
You're not going to
asymptote,
hit
yeah.
-2. No. Now, the knowledge of the shape of the graph is what will help you. By hook or by crook, get the shape of the graph. By using your simple calculator, it is possible. I just showed you how to do it. If you're not sure about the shape in general, you can have more points just to confirm your suspicion.
Okay.
You understand me?
Yeah.
Same thing with the GX. If you ever need to, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't.
All right. And also there was one thing where if you take the x values and make it 0 or something, and you get some value, like what? Like the x-intercepts. How do we find the x-intercept?
Look, x-intercept is very simple, right? X-intercept is when the y is 0.
Oh yeah,
Do you have to
that's what.
memorize that?
Yeah.
Do you have to memorize that?
No, it's just logic. I mean,
Y-intercept is when the x is 0. Do we have to memorize it? No, we use it every time. That's all. For intercepts, it is easy. Maybe for something else, it's slightly harder, like finding the maximum, minimum, or finding the asymptote. That's slightly harder. Fine. X-intercepts and Y-intercepts are never difficult because it is logic, right? It's logic. Okay, please continue. So currently, Yankin, what are your thoughts here?
Well, I think I'll be okay with skipping more exams.
Why the change?
Well, if all the conditions are like the same, which I can make them the same,
Yes, you can.
then this covers, I feel, a wider scope, while covers a wider scope at the sacrifice of I don't know.
A very intense week.
Yeah.
It is very intense. And your
Whereas,
W-4 will suffer.
whereas if I take the mock exams, I'm just doing one paper. I'm doing one paper every day, then I'm going back and I'm just yeah. I feel like the intensity is slightly lower, but
Oh no, it is much lower. It is. Twice the paper is crazy. That's the maximum limit of a human being. You're doing a maximum limit of a human being. Just saying. But nobody else can. Nobody does more than this. Nobody. You'll sense it yourself when you do it. This is the maximum. That's why I chuckle when you say you want to do the mock exam. Since when is mock exam harder than this? This is very difficult to do.
in any case,
Yeah, it is very difficult to do.
yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now. Maybe things will change in the next 2 weeks, but I don't expect them to. I expect things to just move along pretty standard.
Yeah. Your plan, you can change yourself.
Yeah, I know. Right now, it's presuming a lot of things, and
I'm just an advisor. Okay, so the goal, please. Without the goal, your plan is just a nice thing. You have to at least set something.
What go for, like, percentage
What's
wise
your
for
Chem
the
paper?
paper?
Yeah. Chem paper 3. What's Chem paper 3 percentage? What's Chem paper 2 percentage? Why is your Math paper 2 second week minus 3 still 70%? What's going on there? What's that?
Oh, what?
This guy. Why is that still 70%? What is that?
Oh yeah, my bad. I just copy over.
Right.
I haven't.
Even if it's a 5% increase, that's an increase, right?
I don't know how much further I can push paper 2.
Remember your goal. Goodness me. Remember your goal.
Yeah.
This is with full preparation, but with a time constraint, right? I would argue that this is probably still easier than the full paper. Because the
Is
full
it in
paper,
what?
you have to
Sorry?
read. So this is 1.5 hour times 2, right? Right?
No.
Something like that, right? I will argue this is intense. It's true that it's intense, but in general, still slightly easier than just doing one full paper. just blindly go to one paper, which is what we usually do in a paper, right? We blindly go into it, correct? Without preparation, so to speak.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking you to do this is, well, not just because it's intense, you have to think very fast. That's part of your problem. Your problem is you think slow and write slow. This is forcing you to think fast and write fast, but with the preparation, that is possible, right? The second reason is I told you already multiple times. This guides your learning because your learning tends to wander around one. If you do it this way, it's very clear what you're supposed to study every day. You don't have to much. So don't be surprised when I say, for example, your W minus 2, you'll be doing 3 hour, 70%, right? This 3 hour, if you're going blind, is slightly harder than 1.5 hour times 2, because the 1 hour times 2 is with preparation, with reading, with everything, with all the discussion. It is probably still slightly harder, the W minus 1. So it's a very good progression. This makes a lot of sense. This makes a lot of sense. If you can achieve 1.5 hour times 2, 70%, then likely the next step is to achieve 3 hour, 70%. Very likely. Good. Very good. It's a very good plan. So that means your W minus 2 plan, if it makes sense to you, should also be 3 hour times 1, 80%. Right? Because that's slightly harder than the previous week.
Yeah.
Something like that. The plan kind of, settled itself. Or if your W minus 3 turns out to be just 72%, let's say, in the end, you only get 72% here. Then I guess your W minus 2 should also simply be 72%. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
That is still approaching your goal. Still approaching your goal.
Okay.
You understand the progression, yeah? Week by week, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Good. Is this easier or harder than mock test? If we even need to ask. Is this more or less discipline?
Probably more. I mean, a lot
Much more. Yeah. But will the benefit also be more? That's the question. What? You're doing so much. Will you get more or not? Well, I certainly really, really, really think and hope so. It's not about torturing you more. That's not my. So, Aditya, have you checked everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks great. So far, looks great. Oh yeah. What?
No, I just didn't like my handwriting in that one.
Oh no. Sorry, I was checking your range F prime. Yeah, your range F. Sorry, yeah, inverse is fine. Yeah, range is good. So Yankin, just to confirm, you haven't finished planning, right? Because the Sunday one, at the very least, you still have to plan. The goal also you still must write, right?
Yes, I do.
Right. Yeah, you're in this, right? You're in this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, surprisingly, just 1 mark, right? Yeah, you just
Yeah.
up. Very good. Yeah, you just up. Right? It's surprisingly just like that.
Oh no.
Hmm. You sure you're okay with that, Aditya? Not putting in the calculator, just saying it's okay, but are you sure you're okay with that in exam?
I mean, it says show, so it's pretty.
It should be lah. It should be. Barring a miss typo, lor. Barring a typo, lah. Barring a typo. It should be correct lah. It should be.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wonderful. So now he tell you the substitution. Oh, there. This is super guided lah. So this should be easy lah.
Oh,
Right. Another mark for another guy. Hence, right? What's your polynomial here? So suddenly this turns into a polynomial question, right? You press the calculator, I don't mind. Are you allowed to say that, by pressing calculator?
Yeah, I usually just do that.
Interesting.
Because it's only 3 marks, right?
Okay. I mean, I would do that also, but the presentation matters, right? So let's see.
Well,
see.
how do we solve like this?
By using the factor theorem in terms of presentation, okay? In terms of the first thing I do, I'll also press the calculator. So we are the same. I'm concerned with the presentation here. I'm concerned
sometimes if it's like more marks, like 4 or 5, I just find whichever one is like the nicest factor and then factor it out. Then
you would do that. Whether it's 4, 3 or 2, I don't think the mark will affect the accepted presentation. I think the accepted presentation will stay. So by pressing the calculator, you have a certain factor in mind, right?
Yeah.
Right? So how would you use that information? Let me see in terms of how you present it. Because I don't think, again, you can just say you press the calculator or you cannot just magically factorize everything. At least I don't think so, even in your school. Is that what you do? You just magically factorize out everything?
No.
All right, so show me how you do it.
I guess I'll do it with -1.
All right, fine. Yankin, how are things? You seem to be stuck.
I am.
Why are you stuck so long?
My goal for paper 3, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to calculate whether I can reach my goal of a B for Chem with current pace. But
let me put it this way. Yankin. This practice. Oh, Aditya, I lost your video. So Yankin, W minus 4 and W minus 3 practice is a little bit different, right? You would have read the question previously, right? You're just not allowed to do them, right? So combine that with the goal. For example, math paper 1, right? Oh, my math paper 1 is 60% goal. Okay, so when I read it, subconsciously or consciously, you would have selected the highest 60% chance, right?
Yeah.
And you would be ignoring the rest, correct?
I guess.
That's what I'm aiming for, by the way. Both the ones that you're aiming for and the ones that you're ignoring is very important. If you're aiming for a certain topic, you will unconsciously or consciously, more likely, prepare those topics more, right? That's just what we're going to do. And the ones that you ignore, you will ignore, but later on, you'll come back to them, usually in W minus 2 or W minus 1. All those are very valuable information. No? Does that make sense to you? So in chemistry paper 3, it's just the same thing. Whatever goal you set, you will automatically split the paper into the likely one and the unlikely one. That's just how it is, right? That's what you will do the moment you read the question, given the time limit. So whatever goal you fix, you will have valuable information of what I'm going to do now and what I'm going to do later at W-2, for example, to make up my gap. So if you cannot decide, you're spending too much time here, I'm just going to decide for you, look, based on your supposed goal.
Okay.
Right? That will be 55% or so. Done. That's it. Now, for your paper 2 physics and your paper 3 physics. Now, that one you have to decide yourself.
Right. Physics. What am I gonna do with this?
Good. Good, Aditya. Good. Good. And that will stay, you know. I don't think there's anything that you can do.
Yeah, I
I
just
suppose you can
I
do a
feel
base
like
change.
nicer when it's like this. I don't know.
Uh-oh. So before you do that, you did a base change, right? LG3 over LG2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I cannot see your calculator. You see. Now, are you sure? Wonderful. Now, are you sure your teacher will prefer the 1.58 compared to simply log base 3? Are you sure about it? I know you feel more comfortable with something. Your teacher, like,
Yeah, he wouldn't.
then why are you prioritizing you over him?
Right.
However, your 1.585 sometimes in other question is valuable. It's good for you to do it. Just don't present yourself this way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's good to know the decimal. I don't dispute that. Excellent. Yeah. But in presentation, please change it right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Yanjit, how is it?
This one I haven't learned yet. Got all the cosec and cosecant and shit. I can do this. Oh wait, no, I can't do this. It's got like secant and cosecant. Mr. Philip?
Yes, you're saying?
Yeah,
no.
this one.
No.
Yeah.
No, you cannot do this, you cannot do B. I don't think you have done this in school, right?
No, not yet.
Cannot.
We're just drawing the graph.
Correct.
Like,
I cannot even teach you right now because it's a bit too far. So we'll assume that this is not going to happen. I don't think this will happen in the exam. If it happens, hopefully in the remaining 3 weeks. Actually, I don't think so. I don't think so. But if it happens, then we'll do it together. Okay.
all right.
Okay. Now, 1 hour is up, so it was a bit slow. Would you please continue with your paper then? This is the last question. Right? This is the last question.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. So far, so good. So far, so good. Okay. I will have to be with the Sec 4 student. Yeah, feel free to stay, but I'll be discussing a lot.
Alright, I'll bye-bye.
Bye bye. So
I'm
Yankin,
going
yeah, Yankin, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm
We'll
going
continue.
You'll continue what? Sorry?
We'll continue on Tuesday, lah. Right?
Yeah.
I should be giving you the papers and everything, right? We should be
Oh,
talking about how
I
to
have,
prepare.
I have papers.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So you should be just keeping, 4 papers for the ones that you prepare, and then 2 more for the blind one, correct? W-2 and W-1 will be each one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So you'll be needing 6 papers, correct?
Yeah, I will.
4 prepare, 2 blind. Okay, good.
Right. And then I need to settle dinner, so I will see you on Tuesday then.
Your Sunday plan better be ready on Tuesday,
Okay.
so that you are clear what you're supposed to do, and then we can prepare for them.
All right.
Right? Good enough for today?
I think so, yeah.
All right. I'll see you then.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Aryan and Mike, I can see you. Yeah? Can you hear me? Aryan and Mike, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Good, Aryan. Yeah. Any quick updates? Aryan first.
Yeah, I got my papers.
Yeah. Okay. Let me prepare the Jamboard so I can write it down. Yeah. You don't mind. Our Jamboard should be on structure. All right, Aryan. Okay. Shoot, please.
Sorry?
Do tell me what you want to tell me.
If I have a question.
No. I mean your marks if you want to tell.
Oh, yeah.
E-math first. Let's go in order. E-math, A-math, chemistry, and then physics.
Yeah. E-math, I got a B3.
The percentage, please.
67%.
67% in total.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Then A-math, it was 63%.
Total, 60%.
Yeah.
Is there any particular paper which is higher than the other, like by far?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like in the case of Mike, his paper 1 is better than his paper 2 by a big margin. So then it averages out, right, into his final goal. 63%, is it like paper 1, paper 2 about the same, or actually the difference is quite big?
It's about the same, yeah.
All right, then average, then we don't have to.
Yeah.
Now, chemistry only paper 2 and physics only paper 2.
Chemistry paper 2, I got 48.
Out of 80, right? 40
Yeah.
And then physics?
Physics, I got 35.
Right, physics 35. So you're telling me that for physics, your MCQ and your practical is probably much better.
Yeah.
In general, I guess that's the case. No. Understand what you're saying now. How do you feel?
I feel I could have done better.
Probably, considering your goal.
Yeah, and I mean, I have improved from mid-year, which is
Definitely.
good, I guess.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
plus mid-year is also not all topic, you know.
Oh yeah, it's not
Yeah,
all
so
topic.
that's good, great.
Yeah, but I still feel kind of disappointed in my marks.
You should be considering your potential.
Yeah.
But that is with the good things in mind also, like right? There are
Yeah.
definitely good things. Can we delay the disappointment on physics? We just don't care for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just pass for physics for now. If
Yeah.
the goal is to pass, you pass, right?
Yep.
Likely in O level, you do slightly better. So you just have to practice normally, you'll pass. But let's
Yeah.
focus our disappointment and our improvement on the other remaining three. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Does it make sense for me to compare your mark with Michael's prelim marks? So for example, I say, oh, Michael's prelim mark is this, and that. Does it make sense?
What do you mean? I'm not sure.
Okay, Michael, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Michael, does it make sense for me to compare your prelim mark and Aryan's prelim mark?
No,
Why not?
we're from different schools.
Yep, therefore different questions. Different conditions are more. Right? Different conditions are more. You can argue, my condition is more or less better, but it's different. Okay, Aryan? So
Yep.
Aryan, what is important is to compare with yourself, and you have done that.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to improve. That's just what we do. Okay. In fact, that's what we're trying to do this stage, right?
Yep.
Okay. Good job. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Let me get some update from Michael first, and then we'll start the continue the discussion. Right. Michael, so any updates?
No.
All right. Understood. Right. Cool. So Gus, time is of the essence. We're not going to wait for. Oh, Noah is here. Noah, can you hear me? Noah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. So any updates so far?
No.
Okay. Right. Okay. So guys, we'll continue our strategy and our discussion. Today is going to be quite detailed. So let's understand it together and see whether that's the best plan we can come up with. Right. Now, we will go to now, since everybody have Google Drive, then everybody should have Google Sheet, right? You understand what's Google Sheet, right? Okay, I'm gonna make a Google Sheet, and then I'm gonna share it with all of you, right? The reason is because we're doing a planning. So today, the best thing is to use a sheet. This will require you to experience the paper one with preparation 1 hour 15 minutes, right? I think Noah, you did that, right?
Yeah.
You have a feeling of how it goes, right?
Yeah.
You also have your marks?
No, I didn't count marks. I only saw ticks
good.
and all that.
Hey, you nonsense. You should be marking yourself, right? How about you, Aryan? Have you finished it?
I came close to finishing it.
No, I mean, sorry. I mean, you finished the 1 hour 15, right? You did, right?
Yeah.
And then have you marked yourself?
With the answer sheet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So that means you haven't, right? So,
Yeah.
you and Noah haven't get the real feeling, although you have a good feeling of it, but okay. Good to know that you experienced some, right? Later on, just close it with marking. Not now, okay? Not now. Michael, have you tried it?
Yeah, but I haven't marked it still.
Understood. So all of you have the same experience, right? So that is required to understand what I'm asking you to do, right? So before we start, let me ask you. So Noah, I already asked you a little bit of how you feel, right? You were comparing it with you were doing another paper one before that paper one, right? Correct, by yourself. And then you feel that that paper one has the same problem as your prelim, which is, confused and don't know what to do, something like that.
Yeah.
But this paper one, you feel much better. And
Yeah.
you were doing it much better. The problem is you just don't have the marks. I wish you have it right now, so maybe later. Okay? So all in all, you will find that to be a very positive experience, even though it is 1 hour 15 only. Like you were racing to the end, something like that.
Yeah.
Just curious, Noah, do you experience the zone somewhat during that 1 hour 15?
Maybe for a while.
What does the zone mean to you?
Because
I don't know. You say maybe for a while. So what is that? Right?
for me, it's like full focus, I guess.
So what? You what?
Like full focus.
Yeah, full focus.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something that you feel when usually sometimes learning or hopefully during exam lah, hopefully lah. But you feel that, right? Is it the first time you feel it in an AMF paper?
No.
You did it before? When?
Paper 2.
The paper 2 of prelim. Not bad. That's part of our goal, by the way, with this kind of training, to be in the zone as much as possible. Yes. Okay, good, Noah. I'll ask the other first. So, Aryan, how did it feel for you? 1 hour, 15 minutes.
It was quite overwhelming, I have to say. Because like it's normally a 2 hours and 30 minutes paper, but I had to do it in like an hour and 15.
Just to be clear, that is actually only 2 hours because only 80 marks.
Oh yeah, 2
80
hours.
marks, right? It was supposed to be 90 marks or 15, right? So only 2 hours. And then you have the benefit of preparation and ask you multiple times whether you have any other question, right? Then you go and do it within the order, because the order that I request.
Yeah.
All right. Then it feels overwhelming, right? In a good way, in a bad way, just the same as prelim, even worse. What's going on?
I think it's like same as prelim kind of.
All right. So here's one thing that you probably haven't noticed. Did you set a goal for yourself?
Like how many questions I'm going to complete?
How many percent you're going to get? Not do, whatever you do doesn't matter if you don't get it. In a 1 hour, 15-minute time limit, it should be very obvious that what you do is not what is important, but what you get is what is important, right?
Yeah.
But by the way, you can also pause yourself by confirming. I did give you that much. Did you do all that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You still feel overwhelmed?
Kind of, yeah.
Maybe this training is even more important for you, Aryan. To me, at least, it's very obvious that you have to fight your exam pressure properly. If not, you will never realize your true potential. Sorry to be cliche, but I think that's the case. I think you have enough skill, but exam will get to you.
Yeah.
Which is why we're doing this. So if you say it doesn't feel very good right now, exam will be worse. So we're the right place. Okay, good. Understand? Michael, how does it feel? 1 hour 15.
Like I'm rushing.
Like compared to prelim?
Compared to prelim, like what that zone thing.
I mean, if you're rushing, usually it means it's the bad way, usually lah, which usually means that you're not in a zone. But what is it that you feel actually compared to prelim again?
Compared to prelim.
You mean in prelim, are you rushing also, or you were totally not rushing, for example?
No, I was not rushing in prelim.
Wonderful. Oh no, that's very good actually. That's very good.
Because I forced myself not to rush in prelim.
Which is excellent. I like it a lot. So compared to prelim, this time you were really rushing.
Yeah.
Which is usually bad. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because there's a 1 hour 15-minute time constraint. Then because I rushed, I did not do as much questions, and I did an underwhelming amount of questions. Is all I'm gonna say.
Prorated to 1 hour 15 already. Again, we don't have marks. We don't have marks to support.
Yeah. Oh, for 1 hour and 15 minutes, I guess it's all right for the amount of questions. But like I feel like it's like a bit underwhelming amount of questions I did because I rushed.
Okay, so for Michael and then for Aryan. So didn't the preparation help you to be faster in a way that is good, not in a faster in a bad way, rushing? Didn't the preparation help you that way? No, Michael?
The preparation.
That means our discussion.
It helped me. Well, yeah, it helped me. But then, like, preparation is more like analyzing it, but then sometimes I like do not think as much about the question because I think it's like, oh, I know this. Then when I actually like did it, I realized I don't know it to the fullest extent.
Oh no, that's fair. That's fair. That means you were just rusty lah.
Yeah.
Whereas in prelim, the question might have been better suited for you. At least paper 2, I guess.
Yeah.
That means the question here is harder to you, kind of.
Yeah.
Then considering all that, your 1 hour 15 was not bad lah. Considering all that lah.
Oh.
That makes sense?
Sure.
Because I thought the difficulty is about the same as your prelim. Because this one, fairly speaking, is not very difficult. This is, I don't know, medium-ish. This is expected in O-level. I'm not joking, Michael. I'm not joking. If you find this to be harder than your prelim, then this is the new standard you have to strive for. I'm not joking. This is not harder than what you should be expecting.
Maybe it's the specific topics, and maybe paper 2 is like the topics.
Of course, you're right. That one, you're right. We should always complete the paper 2 to have the big picture, right? Fair, right? That's a fair thing. That's always a fair. Okay, very good. Understood. Now, again, you, Aryan.
Oh, yeah.
Is it more rush than the prelim?
No.
About the same.
Yeah, I think just a bit less.
Oh, a bit less, but a bit but less .
Yeah.
Did the preparation help then? Kind of.
Yeah.
Was the question more difficult than the prelim?
No.
The same?
I think it's kind of easier.
Easier than your prelim?
Yeah.
That explains something. Okay, noted. And that's why we never compare prelims, right? That's why we never. Now, next time we do this practice, you must have your marking, right? You should be able to mark very quickly. Now, okay, now, thank you for your input. Now, with that in mind, we'll do something that is hopefully very good. We'll copy something. Okay. Okay, people, now I want you to go to the Google Sheet, right? O-level plan, right? I've shared them with you. Now tell me when you're in, yeah?
It's in Google Drive.
You can access it in Google Drive. You can also go to Google Sheet. Either way, I think it's fine. Right, tell me when you're in.
God, I have to go take a charger from the computer. So
Okay, quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm in.
Alright. So yeah, I think I see you, Michael. Do you see some sort of colorful table, something like that?
Yeah.
Now, even though I'm sharing my screen, but you don't have to look on my screen, I think you just look at the inside your Google Sheet. Just treat it as a Jamboard. Okay.
Okay.
Same thing. I was just waiting for Aryan. Aryan, are you in?
Sorry?
Are you in the Google Sheet that I shared with you?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I can see you. Do you see some sort of colorful table?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, just waiting for Noah. Noah, are you in?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody is seeing a colorful table, yeah?
Yes.
Now I'm sharing this in my screen, but don't pay attention to my screen. Just go to your Google Sheet. All right. Understand? Yeah. Let's clear a few things first. O-level week 1 is here. Now, when I point on a box, you can see where I'm pointing, right? Correct? In your Google Sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. Testing first. For example, which box am I pointing right now, people?
The rest.
Very good. The rest box. Correct. Michael and Noah, can
I
you
do
see that?
not see anything.
Oh, you should see a faint outline on the rest box.
It's very
Oh,
faint. Yeah.
then there's
It's
oh, never mind. Then
very
yeah.
faint. Yeah, very faint. I can also see your faint outline also, right? Okay, yeah. So do you see a faint outline on another box? Please tell.
Yeah.
What is that, Michael?
2A.
2A? No. That's another
O-level week 1.
O-level week. All right. So I think my box color will be blue. Am I correct or not? Now my blue box is just below.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Right. So my box is blue lah. I think your boxes is either green, purple, or red though. Right?
Your box is purple.
My box is purple. Oh my goodness, for different people, different boxes lah. Right. Okay. So we will have to deal with that. But let me brief you on what this table means. This table means. Now, first thing first, there is a W minus 3. Correct? W minus 3 stands for week minus 3. It is this week. Correct me if I'm wrong, first people. We are 3 weeks before O-level start. I mean the full week thingy, not the practical one. Am I correct? Am I correct, people?
Yeah.
Like the written one.
Am I correct? Like we are 3 weeks before the start of the math, English, math, the kind of that full week thingy.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I correct that next week there'll be a practical on Monday lah?
Huh?
Next week there'll be a practical on Monday.
Next week isn't tomorrow.
No. I mean, no. Our week starts on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh.
Why does our week start on Sunday? Because it's a very bad idea to start a week on Monday.
Okay.
Because Monday is usually when all the action happens in exam, right? So we shouldn't start our week on Monday. We should start it on Sunday. That's just the habit that if you haven't been doing, that should be what you're doing. The Sunday is the start so that you can prepare for Monday, if that makes sense. And then the Saturday is the end of the week. That's just I believe it's just a good habit. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So next week, starting on Sunday, the Monday is a practical. Am I correct, guys? Are you clear about your own schedule? Correct, yeah? Correct. It's called the third, I think the third, right? Yeah, the third. Which is look at W minus 2 Monday. There is a star there, correct? Correct or not? There's a star there.
Yeah.
Star indicates that you're supposed to take some exam. How come there's 2 stars? Because maybe they haven't told you which slot you are in, something like that. So it can be a morning slot or afternoon slot. I think that's how practical works. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Then on week minus 1, there's also a practical on the Thursday. That's why you see another star, correct? There you go. correct? And then on week -1, on Friday, the orange slot, you see another star. What exam will that be, Noah?
What?
Week number
Invest
4.
paper 1.
Week -1, yeah, week -1, right? Week -1, Friday.
Paper.
What
Oh,
paper?
Friday.
Sorry, what? Yeah, Friday.
Invest paper 2.
No, week -1 is not the O-level week. Week -1, Friday. What paper is that? Everybody's going to take that. Oh, don't tell me you guys are not familiar with your exam schedule. Please check what's happening on the Friday, week -1. Did I read your schedule wrongly? I don't think so. Let me read again.
Isn't it chem?
No. It's not. Week -1 is not when the O-level week 1 start, right?
No, like chem practical.
No, Chem Practical is the Thursday one. Am I missing anything here? Am I missing anything here? Am I doing it wrongly? Sorry, did I do it wrongly?
I think it should be listening compre.
Yeah, listening comprehension. Thank you very much. Right, the Chem Practical is the Thursday one.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I keep asking you to write down the dates, but now you have it on table.
yeah.
Correct, yeah, people. Am I messing this up, or are you guys not familiar? Thursday, week -1 is Chem Prac. Friday, week -1 is English listening comprehension. Correct?
Yeah.
That's why there are stars there. I don't write down the paper, but the star means there is an exam there. Clear?
Yeah.
Right. So let's test this out. Let's test this whether I'm messing things up or what. No, look, there's a star on O-level week 1, Monday. What's that, Noah? Oh,
Practical.
goodness me. Oh, goodness me. Come on.
Or
O-level
EMATH
week
paper 1 full.
Yeah, EMATH paper 1. See, I put a star there, but I also put EMATH paper 1 here, right? Just saying. Now, on the Tuesday, week O-level week 1, there are 2 stars there. What is that, Aryan?
Is it like a double paper?
Just look at your schedule. Alamak, for goodness sake, just look at your schedule. It's obvious that you're not familiar with your schedule. Be familiar with your schedule. There's a double star there. No, nobody knows. No, Aryan. What's the Tuesday double star thingy? Aryan? No idea, really?
English language.
Thank you. English and English, right?
Oh, yeah.
Correct, right, Aryan? They don't say the date, but you need to know that's a Tuesday. Okay. No bearing without that. No bearing. Now Wednesday. What's the star on Wednesday, Aryan?
That's humanities.
Correct. Then Michael, Thursday star?
EMATH.
Paper 2. Right?
Yeah.
Right. And then Friday, there's no star. Correct or not, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Now, week 2. There are 3 stars on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. This one should be easy. What are they, Noah?
I don't see the 3 stars.
O-level week 2, 3 star there. 3 star. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right?
EMATH.
AMATH.
Both EMATH on
Both
on that
AMATH.
week.
AMATH, Chem, AMATH, right? For you, it's a combined Chem, right? For them, it's
Yeah.
pure Chem, right? And then finally, the toughest day for Michael, week 3, Monday, there are 2 stars. What are they?
Humanities and physics.
Yep. As for Aryan, you're more relaxed because physics, don't care too
Yeah.
much. That's the advantage. For you, Noah, you shouldn't worry too much also because it's a combine, so less stressful. You need it though for A1, but I don't think you have a problem. Okay. Now the stars are there to indicate your exam, right? I believe I didn't miss anything else. So let's get a few things clear. The blue one is the morning slot. The orange one or yellow, depending on your screen, is the afternoon slot. and the gray one is the evening slot. Obviously, there is no exam slot in the evening. I refer to your self-study slot. Okay, right?
Yeah.
I think except for the practical and one humanities, there is no morning slot in exam. So your most important slot is definitely the afternoon slot. Definitely. Clearly. Which is to say, if you are not a morning person, that's okay. Really okay. You only have to wake up one morning for history or SS, and then MCQ also once. MCQ is easy. Right? So if you're not a morning person, good for you. If you cannot think in the afternoon somehow, better start the training. Right? But I think most of you don't have a problem. Right? So this is how the table is constructed, Sunday to Saturday, the weeks, and then the stars are meant for the real papers that you're supposed to take. Any question on those things first?
No.
Right. Now the plan, yeah. Now the plan. Now, below Wednesday, I put AMAT paper 1. Thursday, chemistry paper 2, AMAT paper 2. I am following what is supposed to happen. Because the principle of proper training is you just train as close to the condition of exam or the condition of whatever you're going through. So keeping it very simple, if I want to train my AMAT paper 1 in a rather serious manner, meaning time trial, everything else, I should simply do it on Wednesday afternoon. Afternoon being 2 to 5 p.m. It's a 3-hour slot. Right? So what is this week minus 2 Wednesday? Oh, that must be some sort of time practice for AMAT paper 1. You can always elect not to do it. My proposal to you is, if you're going to do it on Wednesday afternoon. Keeping it simple. You understand what I'm saying? Noah, Michael, Aryan?
Yeah.
Again, you can choose not to do it, but don't do it on Thursday afternoon. Why not, Noah?
It's too close.
No. Thursday afternoon is for chemistry paper 2. For you, it's combined chemistry. But for Aryan and Michael, that's chemistry paper 2 time.
Oh.
Why,
Because there's a
Aryan?
test in the afternoon.
Because the test is on Thursday afternoon. Furthermore, on week 2, it's going to be AMAT paper 1 and then chemistry paper 2. And then on Friday, there'll be AMAT paper 2. So Aryan and Michael, don't practice AMAT paper 1 and paper 2 on the same day. Practice it on different days. Why? Wednesday and Friday. Why, Aryan?
Because the papers are on different days.
Yeah. And then in the middle, there's chem. So practice that way. Wednesday afternoon, paper 1. Thursday afternoon, chemistry. And then Friday afternoon, AMAT paper 2. The same paper 2, a continuation of the previous paper 1. Keeping it simple. Right? If this makes sense for you so far?
Yeah.
That's the proposal at least. You can reject this. It's okay but please understand my proposal. Now, I propose EMAT paper 1 is done on Monday for obvious reasons, I suppose, right? For obvious reasons. Because the test is on Monday. So that goes the same for you. Now, your EMAT paper 2 is supposedly on Thursday. Supposedly. So I simply move it to Tuesday. So I'm ignoring English. English you can practice any other time if you do practice. That's the deviation from the schedule because I don't want to put EMAT paper 2 on Thursday. Then we have to choose between chemistry and EMAT paper 2. Not a good trade. I just move it to Tuesday. Same thing with physics paper 2. Physics paper 2 are supposed to be on Monday. Oh goodness, Monday also have EMAT paper 1. So I move it to Sunday. That's most important for you, Michael, and for Aryan is less important. I don't think, Aryan, you should be practicing physics paper 2 too much. You should be practicing other things.
Yeah.
But for Michael is very important. So Michael, practice your physics paper 2 on Sunday and Sunday afternoon at that. Because why? Because that's where the paper is. Okay. Now, so far, do you understand my general recommendation on how to practice for time paper first? I'm not talking about your general self-study, I want to study this topic, study that. But that's not what I'm recommending. I'm just recommending the afternoon slot only, not the morning slot, not the night slot, for the time practice. And that's how we do it. So far, understand my recommendation first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear, yeah? Now, let's talk about this 3-hour slot. Now, why do we practice 3-hour slot? There are a few reasons. 3-hour slot is very intense and very tiring, right? What's the longest slot you have to do in all of O-level? Can anybody tell me? You can just look at your schedule. What's the longest slot? What's the longest slot, people?
Two hours 15.
No,
Hour
that's
30.
wrong. That's wrong. 2 hour 30. It
30.
belongs to who?
E-math paper 2.
Very good. On Thursday, week 1. So every day on the afternoon slot, I ask you to be very intense for 3 hours. For 3 hours, starting at 2 p.m. Sometimes your afternoon slot starts at 2:30 for certain subject. I just block, okay, start at 2, go to 5. On 3 hours, you will do those papers. You might even extend a little bit more because you need to confirm and everything. But that's the 3 hours. Okay, that's why the afternoon slot is 3 hours. Again, I'm basically saying to you, before 2, I don't think you should be doing too much study. Starting at 2 until 5, you must condition yourself. That is where you need to perform in the exam. So during your training, you do it that way, from 2 to 5. Then you'll get used to whatever the exam is like. Do you understand this point? And is there any question so far?
No.
Okay, Noah. Okay, Aryan. Noah and Michael.
No questions.
No.
Now, can you do it or not? How come nobody asked that? Right? I'm asking you to do this. Look at Tuesday. Look at Tuesday, W minus 2. On Tuesday, W minus 2, I wrote something like 1.5 hours times 2. This means I am asking you to do EMAT paper 2, and you're already given 1.5 hours for each, back to back some more. The next day, wow, I'm not sure whether this is better or worse. It's AMAT paper 1, back to back 2. It's not paper 1 and paper 2, it's 2 paper 1. Okay, and then on the Thursday, what is that? B times 2, A times 1. Can anybody tell what that is? Maybe Michael or Arya, can you tell me what that is? Can anybody help? Aryan, Michael, no? Aryan, Michael?
Sorry?
Oh, audio problem, is it? Aryan, Michael, can you tell me what on Thursday, B times 2, A times 1. Can anybody tell me what that is?
B times.
B times 2.
Okay, people, let me ask you something. Is it better for you to see my screen or the Google Sheet? Which one's less confusing here?
I think for me it's better to see your screen.
Yeah, your screen.
Okay, let's go to my screen. Okay, people, no, also let's go to my screen. Okay,
Okay.
now I'm referring to this thing, yeah? Right? I'm referring to, what is it? I have to use a green one. I have to use a red one. Okay. I'm referring to this one, right? So on Thursday, week minus 2, I wrote on the afternoon slot B times 2, A times 1. What do you think that might be, Aryan and Michael?
I don't know.
Right. Because it has something to do with Chem paper 2. Right?
Section B. And
Two of them. Two of
and
them.
then one section A.
Yeah, minimum. For 3 hours. Because the section B proper is 1 hour, correct? We practice that one.
Yeah.
So 1 hour, 2 hour, and then the section A is supposed to be 45 minutes long. So you just try to do that. That is roughly 3 hours, slightly less. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, clear, Michael and Aryan?
Yeah.
Right, then the AMAT paper 2, it should be clear what I'm asking. And for physics, it should also be clear what I'm asking. This one's for Michael. Right. So for Noah, you can do your own chemistry and physics practice. This one you probably don't have to follow. Just follow the EMAT and the AMAT practice. Okay, Noah?
Okay.
Right. Now, look at this. Oh, we don't have an EMAT paper 1 practice on W-2. Why don't we? Why don't we? Michael?
Why don't we practice EMAT paper 2?
Paper 1, I'm sorry. EMAT paper 1. EMAT paper 1 on Monday, week -2, right? Why don't we practice that here?
I wouldn't know.
Because that's where your practical is.
Oh,
Goodness me.
yeah.
The star means exam, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, all right. That's where the practical is, right? So look at week -1. Week -1, I tell you, EMAT paper 1, 1 hour times 3. What does that mean, Aryan?
1 time.
1 hour times 3, right? So you're going to do 3 paper 1, 1 hour each. Now, let's get this very clear. I'm not asking you to do something inhuman. All these are meant to be prepared paper. Prepared means in a way that we talked about yesterday. We already discussed this, we already ordered this, we already discussed whatever possible difficulties there is, short of doing it. So you are going in prepared. That is still the training, even though you feel rushed. Actually, especially because you feel rushed. Because by right, with that amount of preparation, you are not supposed to feel rushed. You should be getting into the zone quite immediately. That means I have to teach you to calm down and go into the zone this week. Noah, Michael and Aryan. Because if not, I think the exam pressure will really get to you, especially when things are hard. So we are not backing off from this way of practicing, at least not in week -2 and week -2. Okay. Have faith for a while that it will work for you. Right, Aryan?
Yeah.
All right, Michael?
Yeah.
Right. We'll try to get into the zone. Now, I write down here week -2. Is it this week or next week, by the way, Noah?
Next week.
Good. Next week, yeah? Next week. Next week, I'm making the assumption that everybody don't have to follow the school schedule. The moment you have to, this thing will have to just be cut off accordingly. So let's see whether that's true or not. Who doesn't have to follow school schedule anymore next week?
I most likely don't have to.
All right, understand, Noah? How about you, Michael?
Yeah, I don't have to.
Understood, Michael? How about you, Aryan?
Until Thursday, I have to.
All right. Then you have to follow your school schedule up to Thursday. Too bad. I'm not sure whether is that for good or for bad, but if that is what you must do, then that is what you must do. For Noah and Michael, they have another track. You're saying?
You mean like this coming week or next week? As in, it starts on Sunday.
Starting on Sunday next week. Not this week. This week is W-3. Likely this week you still have to go to school.
I have to. Yeah.
Correct? Right? You have to go to school, right? Aryan, same thing. You have to follow the school schedule, right? This week. I don't know. I mean, Michael. This week you have to still follow school schedule, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So starting next week, if there is no better plan, this is still presentation, you can recheck it if you want. If there's no better plan, we start to follow this. When that happens, especially for you, Michael and Noma, the first week will be suffering since you're going to adapt to all this. This is the maximum that a human being can do, by the way. I think there's nothing more intense than this. So the benefit that I'm looking for you guys is also the maximum. That's how I think when I design all this. But the first week will be suffering and you won't like it at all. Yes, Aryan.
Teacher, we have like tuition during O levels.
Of course, but I'm not sure how effective that would be.
Yeah.
No, it will be. That's just for morale support. The most important one is probably the one before paper 2 AMAT. Probably. So that your paper 2 is more prepared. But even then, you are just coming back from chemistry paper 2. So there won't be much answering of question besides strategizing and just calming you down. There isn't much. Please, Aryan, don't count too much on the tuition during the O level. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not because you'll be very tired because it's after exam. You may now understand why I train you starting from week -2 like that, so that you know what you're expecting and you already adjusted to it. Now, Aryan, is your life like this? Do you plan your life like this, on the weeks before O level? Is this how you actually usually do your life? On afternoon slot 2 to 5, I must perform whether I like it or not. If I don't perform well, that's my result. Though, if I perform well, that's my result. That's the essence of this training, basically. Is that how you do your life, Aryan?
Wait, sorry?
Aryan, during 2 to 5 p.m. every day, do you force yourself to perform?
I don't really force myself, but I kind of, yeah.
So is it a yes or a no?
Yeah.
Good for you. If your schedule in school allows you to do that, because that's how the O level will be. If you force yourself to wake up early, 7 a.m. every day, does it matter for your O level or not? No.
Yeah.
Why so? There is no exam in the morning yet. Almost none. Almost none. You can choose to wake up in the morning. Again, you can. But do you have to wake up in the morning and perform in the morning?
No, maybe not.
But if you want to, that's because you like to wake up in the morning. That's why. You understand me? You understand? Huh? It's not that you cannot, but you don't have to. But if you're tired at 2 p.m. every day, how would that affect your O level? Very, very badly. Just saying. That's why you train. Make sense, I know, eh?
Yeah.
Michael, can you wake up at 9 a.m. every week starting next week? Can you do that?
Can I wake up at 9 a.m. starting next week every day?
Until O level finish. Yeah. Can you do that or not?
No.
Can. There is no morning exam. As long as at 2 to 5 p.m. your performance is at peak. I don't care.
Oh.
If you wake up early at 7 a.m. because you think it's the right thing to do, you want to study, and then at 2 p.m. you're groggy, why do you even do that? Why are you sabotaging yourself in the name of waking up in the morning? That one I have no idea. Do you understand what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah.
Can you stay up late studying, not
No.
play? Wait. can you study until 11 p.m. if you want to? If you cannot, don't lah. No, if you want to. If you want to, 11 p.m. and wake up 9 a.m. every day. But what's the requirement? You can do that if
I get enough sleep.
well, true. My point is if your 2 to 5 p.m. slot is the best. Whatever you do, make sure your 2 to 5 p.m. slot is the best. If this
Okay.
makes sense to you, that's O-level. O-level has no morning paper except the last humanities. That's it, lo. And one MCQ. Really, no, that's it, no. The practicals, I mean, the practicals possible, but we can never predict that. Do you understand, Michael?
Yeah.
2 years ago, I have to train them for morning and afternoon. I have to. Because they're crazy slots. They're crazy slots where you have to do morning A math, afternoon history, then the next morning something else. It's a very crazy schedule. I have to train them for both morning and afternoon. This year, everything changes. It's just afternoon slot. So back then, they have to make a trade-off. Maybe their morning slot is good, their afternoon slot not so good, but cannot help it. The exam is like that. They have to perform at 2 slots. Whereas for you guys, you just have to make sure that your 2 to 5 p.m. slot is the best slot. No? If it is not the best slot, start adjusting yourself starting next week. For you, Michael and Noah. For Aryan, if you're not like that, then you better start adjusting in the last week before O-level. Aryan, what happens if your 2 to 5 p.m. slot is not very good? Maybe you're sleepy. Are your 2 to 5 p.m. slot currently sleepy or
No.
not so good? Very good, is it?
Those are my best.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Does the school affect that? I like this a lot.
No.
You can go intense from 2 to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
That means we'll have problem if you keep training like that.
No, not really.
Because why? During O-level, what do you do?
During O-level, we have to.
We just do that lah.
Yeah, we just have to do that.
Yeah. So can you wake up early or not?
Yeah,
That's
I
up
always
to
try
you.
to wake up early.
Yeah, that one is up to you lah. That one's up to you. Can you stay up late or not?
Yeah. I think.
No,
I
cannot.
could stay.
You cannot do both. You cannot do both.
No.
You cannot wake up early and stay up late. Then you die. Usually you choose one, no? You wake up early, but you don't stay up late. Or you wake up late, but you can also stay up late. Because you have to consider that this is a marathon. You have to last, you have to last until the end of O-level. Just saying, that's just human being. You cannot go study every time one. Cannot. You will die. Then your O-level will be affected because of that. Okay, understand?
Yeah.
But you can choose lah. You can choose whether to stay up late or to wake up early. You can choose one. That's up to you. Totally up to you. You understand me, Aryan?
Yeah.
You live as if you're in O-level. So your O-level, your performance time is 2 to 5 p.m. But then you decided on O-level, you don't want to stay up late. Let's say you have decided that. Then what do you do next week? You don't stay up late. Simple.
Yeah.
You decided that on O-level, the best thing for you is to wake up early. I don't know when. Then you're going to study at a certain time. So next week, what do you do? If possible, you do that. Look, simple. Simple.
Yeah.
It's very simple. Very simple. Now, Michael, Noah, and Aryan, you have our first big decision today. If you understand my plan, if you think it's kind of maybe a good idea, you'll never know until you try. There are 1 or 2 decisions to make first so that the plan is complete. Then you can give it a try. The decision is very simple. It's about the morning slot and the evening slot. The afternoon slot is fixed one. It's 2 to 5 p.m. You don't switch that one. You switch it, then your O-level suffer. Okay, I hope you understand that. But the evening slot, you can shift. You can decide forever. Your evening slot will be longer, 3 hours. Then your morning slot should be shorter, 2 hours. In total, that's 8 hours. That's already the maximum a person can study effectively. you don't do more than 8 hours. It's just nonsense lah. If you do more than 8 hours, then the next day or the next day, you will suffer and do less. Then what's the point? No point in doing that. Really no point. So you make your first decision here. Aryan, Noah, and Michael, consider your O-level. In O-level week, what will you do? Will you wake up late? Will you wake up early? Will you stay up late? Will you stay up not so late? And then you decide your studying time based on that. Let me give you an example. Noah, you want to wake up early or wake up late?
Not too early.
Then let's say your morning slot looks like this, for example. Every day you will start studying from 9 to 12 p.m., for example, because that will allow you to wake up not so early and do whatever you want before you start. Make sense?
Okay.
Aryan, would you like to wake up early during O-level?
Yeah.
Then maybe your morning slot is what? 8 to 11 a.m. Because you want to wake up early and do it first. And then you can relax a little bit on day. Hey, that's up to you. But both of you are deciding that your morning is 3 hours. That means your evening is 2 hours. Like for example, Noah, if your morning is 9 to 12 p.m., then your evening, you can stay up rather late, but not too late, yeah? And it's only 2 hours. So what is your choice, Noah, on your evening time slot?
Maybe study for like 2 hours.
Yeah, correct lah. It has to be 2 hours because the morning is 3 hours. Unless you want your morning to be 2 hours, then your evening is 3 hours. That's up to you. Do you want that?
Maybe morning's longer.
Okay, then morning 3 hours, 9 to 12, and then 2 to 5, and then your evening will be from when to when?
7:30 to 9 or 8 to 10.
7:30 to 9:30. Just keep it that way, okay?
Okay.
Okay, 7:30 to. Now, the question is, will you do this comfortably during O-level week?
Probably, yeah.
Then you do that starting next week. Simple, right?
Okay.
And then if you suffer next week because you have to adapt, no problem. The suffering only lasts for 1 week at most. The next week, you will get used to it already. And then on O-level, you're very happy. You understand me? No?
Yeah.
I don't think this is much of a change of your usual routine. So good for you. So, Michael, Noah, and Aryan, this is your first decision. What is your morning slot looking like? And what is your evening slot looking like? I'll give you 2 minutes to think about it and give some proposal. Right? Michael, you understand what I'm saying?
Not fully.
Okay. Do you want to wake up late or wake up early?
Wake up late.
Okay. If you want to wake up late, why don't we do this? Why don't your morning slot be 2 hours of studying?
Okay.
Then your evening slot is 3 hours. Does that make sense if you do it during O-level week? When things are hectic, when there's a lot of paper.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, then why don't we do that next week, starting next week?
Okay.
Because you have full control of your life. So then my question to you is, would you like to study from 10 to 12 in the morning or 9 to 11 or whatever time slot you want, Michael?
(9:30 to 11:30).
9:30 to 11:30. Does that allow you to wake up late?
Yeah.
Sure. Then your evening slot, please. 3 hours, right? Because you wake up late means you sleep late, correct?
Yeah.
Just decide when and how.
(8 to 11).
8 to 11. Does that allow you a cooling down before you sleep, and will you be able to sleep enough?
Sleep at 12, wake up at 8.
8 to 8:30, and you still have your breakfast and freshen up everything?
Yeah.
You won't be too rushed for morning, right? Because that's what you need to do. Your morning shouldn't be a rush one in O-level, should be steady one.
Yeah.
No guilt in waking up at 8:30. No guilt. That's the plan.
Mm,
You understand, right, Michael?
yeah.
Your plan is different from you, Aryan, and from you, Noah. Is everybody okay with this?
Yeah.
Very good. You have your own plan, huh? You have your own timing, huh? You write down later. All right, Aryan, you have your own timing in mind already?
Yeah.
The only thing which is not negotiable is 2 to 5 p.m. That is not negotiable at all because that's the exam time. Is it
But
lah?
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the 1.5 times 2?
You mean this thing? Sorry. You mean this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you just now what. That means there'll be 2 paper, but which paper? Or EMAT paper 2 lah.
Okay.
And then, it's supposed to be 2.5 hours. How can I do it in 1.5 hours? The answer is we already prepared for it. We already read, order, strategize, ask whatever question we want. How did we do that? We're going to do it this week. This week, well, what do we do this week during tuition, whatever, there's all school, like you do whatever your school stuff lah. But we're going to have read all your papers, prepare them properly, so that starting next week, you can start to do them lah. Be very intense. That's what we're going to do this week, and that's what we're going to do next week. That's my proposal so far. Before you accept or reject, that is my proposal. Do you understand, Noah, Aryan, and Michael?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions so far about the proposal?
When do I do AMAT?
Oh, you just follow lah. Here. AMAT paper 1 is on Wednesday. Why? Yeah. Well, because that's where the exam is, right? The slot is in the afternoon, right? So that means you don't have to follow the chemistry and the physics one. That's up to you. You can do other things, though. Can you do AMAT on the chemistry slot, Noah?
Yeah.
I mean, you can. That's up to you. You have the freedom. Just on Wednesday and Friday, you must do AMAT paper 1 and paper 2. You understand?
Okay.
Can you do EMAT paper 2 on Thursday? Because that's the supposed day. Can you do that? Can. You have the freedom. They don't. You have. You understand me?
Yeah.
You have to prioritize your AMAT, your EMAT, but the rest, you can flip and flop lah. So for you, Michael, your slot is the least flexible one. It's very rigid one. There isn't much that you can do to move things around. Correct, or Michael?
Yeah.
This is the maximum you can get out of your time. This is really the maximum one. We are already roughly ignoring history, SS, and English already. For you lah. We're already roughly doing that. This is really the maximum considering your goal. Now, Aryan, Michael, and Noah, before you accept or decide, you have to decide based on whether this is a good idea for you or not. It is not because I tell you to do so. Granted, you have never tried this before, but I'm basing it on a simple principle, right? We live as if it is already O-level. That's the most appropriate training. That's why we do all this, right? I'm not trying to be rigid or structured. This is just how we do O-level, so we do it like that. Now, is there a better plan or a better way of doing it than this? If there is, you must do that plan. You must do that way. If the other method are less beneficial than this one, then you must do this one, or at least you must give it a try. So that's the big question today. We haven't gone into all the details. So Noah, do you have a better plan, another option than this?
No.
Is this the best that we could come up with? Is this the best that we can do to prepare ourselves for you lah?
Maybe, yeah.
Then you should at least give it a try next week and prepare for next week, this week lah. Prepare all the papers. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Aryan, is there a better plan than this for you?
I don't think so. No.
Then why don't we try doing this? Even though you still have school next week, it's okay. We still prepare for it lah. Okay.
Yeah.
Michael, what do you think?
About the plan.
Yeah. Is there a better option? If there's a better option, you must do that option.
No, there's
Shall we try this plan?
yeah.
All right. So everybody should know what do we prepare today and tomorrow and this week. We'll be preparing for all the papers. So don't be surprised where this week I'm asking you to read, EMath, 4 EMath paper, 4 AMath paper, 3 Chem paper, just reading and discussing. That's all. That is all. That is all. Now, a few more things to decide before we leave today. Now, all of us should do the same paper, at least for the prepared paper one. For the prepared paper one, you will have your own timing to practice your own paper. This one here, look at that. So when it is still like this, that is still a prepared paper. But this one, when I say, oh, it's a full paper, that means you are no longer preparing. You're going in blind, like a normal exam. A normal exam, you go in blind, right? Your time trial is over. Your time trial is the one above. This one is your real exam, where you have to do it, read it, strategize during the paper itself. That you have your own freedom to do whatever paper you have. You can do an O-level paper, you can do a prelim paper, that's up to you. But here, we'll do the same paper together, right? So can I choose the paper for you guys? That's just my question. Can I choose the paper that we're going to do here? Is it okay or not, Noah?
Yeah.
Right, Michael?
Yeah.
Right, Aryan?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll send you and we're going to read them and discuss them, whatever difficulties that you may face, short of doing them this way. Okay, that's how we prepare. Okay, now another thing to discuss. This is also very important. Now, to some of my students, their own room is not the best place to study. They need to go somewhere else. Even if it's just going out, it is better for them. Now, think very carefully about where you will be studying, especially the important afternoon slot. Think very carefully. Is your room the best place to get the best out of you? Noah?
Yeah.
Then you should stay in your room to study. Is this correct or not?
Yeah.
Okay, then the decision is you stay in your room, right? Because you know yourself. Clear, yeah? How about you, Michael?
No.
Then where must you go? You must go somewhere where you are your best. You must.
As a matter of fact, I have no idea. It's probably the library. Because I just need somewhere without my PC.
Yes, I agree with you. I totally agree. But where must you be? We must still decide so that you can immediately go there. Okay. Now, there are always a few options here. The library is one, but there isn't much of a good library near our house, Michael. The Bukit Batok library is usually kind of crowded, if you don't mind that.
There's a place to study there, man.
Bukit Batok library is usually full of people reading newspaper, the old people one.
Yeah.
So they are actually rather quiet, except that it's always full of people.
Jurong.
Jurong one, the one at Jurong Point, is it next to Jurong Point?
Oh no, Jurong East.
The Jurong East library is much less crowded, definitely, and there's a lot of place to sit. Yes, that one I can tell. That one I can. Yes, I've been there a few times during weekdays. It's always like that one. So even though during exam time or exam preparation time, you should still find some place in Jurong East. Okay. Now, tentatively, while we think about the place, that's where you will be going. Okay. There's another neighboring library at Choa Chu Kang also. That one, I think also probably not so bad. So Michael, tentative, yeah? Tentative choice. The place is very important. If you have to travel, you travel. You travel. Really, you must do that. Okay? Aryan, what's your place?
My room.
Are you sure? One
Yeah.
whole day you stay at your room, it's gonna be fine one.
Yeah.
Morning slot, afternoon slot, evening slot, stay at your room. Just go out for food or whatever lah. No problem.
I mean, not every day, but like for like a few days, I could like go to school, library.
You can go to school also. That's fine. I think your school is very, no, your school is not very near, right? But you can. My point is, Aryan, if you have to go to school, it's gonna be worth it. You must not choose your room just because it's convenient. That's wrong. That's really wrong training. You have to choose a place where it is kind of suitable for your performance and also similar to what you're going to go through. For most people, it might not be there, right? For Noah, I believe you. I know you, right? Okay, so the place one, I'll continue to ask you on Tuesday, just to confirm. So your plan is set. Okay, understand, people?
Okay.
Now, the last thing to talk about today before we can, right? The last thing is, where's the question? Where's the question? Wait, there. Okay, you're still seeing my screen, right, people?
Yes.
Okay, so all right, here. So I am shifting to here, right? Now there's a list of questions right here. Do you see that? I'll explain that. Do you see this question? Noah, Aryan, Michael, do you see this list of questions?
Yeah.
Okay, now what does this mean? Now, believe it or not, your parents will be very happy if, first of all, you tell them your general plan looks like this. I can guarantee you they're going to be very happy. But not just that, they're going to be very happy if you ask them some form of help. This is the time. They're going to be very, very happy to help you. That one I can guarantee. Yeah, I'll give you an example. I strongly believe you should not just sleep well, you should eat well. Not just during O-level, okay, but during the preparation. So Aryan, Michael, and Noah, if you're going to request a help, something like this, either request a certain food from your mother or a more allowance because you have to go out and eat. For example, that's you, right? That, believe it or not, your parents will be very happy to give you. I can help, explain, and ask for that also. You can ask and I can also help you. I'll explain what is the meaning of all this. Okay. If you have to travel somewhere simply because you cannot study at home, then you explain your plan. I have to travel there. And sometimes I have to take taxi, just sometimes. I think it's best for me to go there, at certain days. Can I ask more allowance for travel? They will either give it to you or they will send you there if they have a car or something like that. Another example, if you request that during night the house to be not so noisy, if usually your house is noisy, or you request that they don't disturb you during certain hour because this is your plan, this and that, again, believe it or not, they will do that. I think this is especially relevant for you, Noah, right?
Yeah.
If you request that to your mom or your dad, I can help you with that. Maybe at a certain hour, the house is like this or the house is like that. They'll be very happy to help you.
Right.
You don't have to keep it within yourself. You understand me? Understand?
Yeah.
Right? There are many other things that you can ask one. Really, you can ask them to keep your gadget for you. Can. Just give me during certain hour. because my plan is to study here, here, here. So keep my gadget like this, like this, like this, and then give it me back at this time because I have a plan already. They'll be very happy to help you out. They'll be very happy to wake you up at certain hour. You better tell them you want to wake up at 8 because if not, they'll wake you up at 7. Correct or not?
Yeah.
Does your parent think that waking up in the morning is the best thing to do?
Not necessarily.
Then that would be great. It will be better if you tell them you plan to wake up at this time and you plan to sleep at this time, and you want to plan to go here and study at this time. Then they know your schedule immediately. Then at least they don't bother you when you sleep too late or wake up too late, because that is the plan. You understand?
Yeah.
It is much better to inform them, and if they have some consideration, at least we can talk about it before. You don't want to be surprised and then they disagree with you. There's no point. Right? Things like that. Okay. So I will list this down in WhatsApp. I will brief them on the plan anyway, the general form of the plan. The general of the form of plan is kind of fixed one. So I'll brief them, and then I will ask you to tell me, if you're comfortable, what are things that you want them to help you with. Then I'll tell your parents if you want me to, and then you can also request to them directly. But I would have probably explained that to them so that they're ready to hear it from you, if that's what you want me to help. All this should be done this week, not next week, not the week before O-level, and definitely not on the O-level week itself. That's too late already, please. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the second decision to think about starting today. At least on Tuesday, you tell me everything. I would have explained the plan to your parents already. You understand me? Michael, yes. Noah and Aryan?
Yeah.
Okay, Aryan? Aryan, can you hear me? Aryan, can you hear me? Oh, Aryan, can you hear me?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, understand me. So for today, that's it, right? So on Tuesday, we're going to start, discussing the paper. I'll just send you everything. You would have given me your questions. We would have completed this table and everything. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do, right? If there is no other question, let's end here today. Right, Michael, any last question?
No.
Noah, any last question?
No.
Okay, and Aryan, any last question?
No.
All right, then please reply my WhatsApp later.
Yeah.
See you guys on Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Kak.